welcome in, everybody.
Hey, y'all.
Give us a few minutes. Let some people get in here. Got some loves. Okay, we got a couple loves, a couple likes. Drop some comments. A couple people, welcome in. TLC.
I can't remember who that was last week, but I definitely have the notebook this week.
We appreciate it. Just a couple people. Okay, we got it. Okay. Let's get it started, man. Thank you guys for hopping in. Welcome to TLC. I know you guys, a few of you guys probably know that we started the Facebook group on Facebook right now. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate it. Thank you. So please follow TLC Pod on Facebook.
Thank you, Jay. Yeah, follow all of the pages. I feel like we've kind of been like spamming y'all with updates and like, all these events and groups, but we are trying to move away from it streaming from my personal Facebook to an actual stream platform, I guess you would consider it. And so if you can go to the TLC event page on Facebook, like it. I don't think you have the capability of liking and sharing it, but if you could at least just go follow it, that's how we're going to keep y'all up to date with all of the new announcements that we have coming.
Yeah, please. And then we're using a new platform today. So today is going to be one of those trial and errors. I'm really transparent. We're a community, we're a family. So just kind of keep us posted. If you guys can drop a comment. If you hear us okay, can you drop a comment? If you hear us okay, just anything and everything, just to make sure we are coming in loud and clear for you guys.
And does everything look okay? This is completely like awkward for me. I'm so used to like us just going live from the phone on Facebook. So this is like, I don't do well with transitions and like new things. Thank you, Kiki. We appreciate that. Yeah. So does everything look okay? Like, forgive me, it might take me a second to kind of like warm up and adjust to all of this. But huge shout out to Lawrence. And then I guess we're just like self-proclaiming him as like, or he's kind of a self-proclaimed producer at this point, Stone, because they worked really hard with trying to get the new setup. And Stone is kind of like behind the scenes doing a lot of stuff for us, and like keeping us on track with stuff. So we appreciate that. And of course, my mother-in-law, Lawrence's mom, like helping us, stay on track and trying to get this thing flowing.
Okay, yeah. And we Stone Chella behind the scenes, kind of doing this thing. So yeah, if you guys can please share the video. We'll give it 2 more seconds before we start. This week is kind of crazy though. We got some good topics. I know some stuff y'all been seeing kind of floating around social media. We're gonna dive deep. I'm about to dive in.
Super controversial stuff. Yeah. And I feel like you guys at this point already kind of know me. Hey, Danielle.
Hey, what's up, Nikki?
Oh, is Nikki on there? Hey, yeah, Nikki.
Nikki's on here.
Sorry, guys. The monitor is so far away from me, and I typically can't see that well. So if I ignore a comment,
yeah, we're gonna try to zoom in and blow it up a little bit for us.
But yeah, super controversial stuff, and so I'm kind of curious to see how everyone feels about the first topic. I feel like the internet kind of dragged this individual over the last week and a half. And correct. I feel like a lot of it was selective targeting. But we know I'm always kind of on the latter end of things and kind of like the rebel with my thinking. So that could be why I feel like that. But the first topic for today is, how do you feel about women wearing provocative clothing while in relationships? And so this doesn't necessarily just have to be a marriage. This can just be some form of an exclusive relationship. And the person that was kind of brought to mind with this was Sierra and her. So we're going to play a clip, I guess, to kind of just show you guys, if you weren't on social media or if you didn't see the outfit that's kind of causing all of this attention. So here it is.
Now, we do not own rights to this. I don't know how Facebook.
Yeah, we definitely don't own rights.
We do not own rights to none of this stuff here. But
I feel like, come on, though. Like, I get the negative side of it, right? But, like, let's just give her a round of applause, though, for having I think she has, like, 3 kids maybe. And for her body to just, like, be snatched back like that, that's awesome. So I'm gonna just give her her credit where I feel like it's due outside of the actual topic. And so, how do you feel about it?
I mean, personally, I feel like it's a little. I don't know. She likes kind of for the streets. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. I don't know. I wouldn't want my mom, my daughter, my wife, anybody that I feel comfortable about or love, have a deep love for, to actually have something like that on. Just being real. I will feel some type of way, whether I'm not comfortable with me and my relationships or how I feel or whatever the case might be. But I feel like it's too revealing. I think you can still get off sexy with class. And I think it was just classless. I think it was a little tasteless in my opinion. I think you could have been, if it was a covered up dress, because it wasn't a dress. It was like a bathing suit cover up. You know what I mean? Like, so it was a little bit different than what I'm normally used to from Sierra at least. But
Right, Danielle, her body is fire. I'm just going to say that. She is getting tonight's T Award, whether we agree with how she was clad or not. Like, I'm going to just say this. I've always kind of been like, a Sierra, I'm not going to say like a Sierra fan, but I feel like, I really admire her because I feel like she does take like, fitness and health and all of those things very importantly. So I just kind of like fester in that versus the negatives, right? And so for me, I feel like people are kind of getting caught up in like, oh, she has a husband, she's a mother, she looks like she's for the streets, as he just said, right? And so for me, I feel like, I don't know if I feel like she's for the streets off of an outfit.
She's for the streets. She's on the curb. That's where you put the trash at on Thursdays and Monday.
Exactly, Jason, right? As long as it's for her and it's not a thirst trap, which it wasn't because she's there with her husband. He was on her arm the whole night. I don't think it was a thirst trap. I think that
So what does it mean for her?
I think she's been in like a history of like these negative relationships. I think that she has found a man that treats her good based on what we are given and exposed to, right? I feel like I don't think she's out here looking for anything else. I think that she's always kind of been a girl or an individual that has dressed like that. That's her thing, and that is perfectly okay if that's her thing to dress in that way. And I feel like secondary,
okay, go ahead, let you finish.
The event was an event where she was not the only person clad like that. And if I'm not mistaken, I wish Stone could kind of look it up for me and pull it up. I believe, Danielle, you might know. The event was an event in which they were supposed to wear like non-modest clothing. It was an event.
It was not. It was not an event. It was just multiple people that day that had similar dresses on. And Sierra by far was the one that was a little bit more revealing. But it was other people out there.
No, she wasn't. There were other people who wore, if not worse outfits, right? So pull them up. Pull up the other women who wore other outfits, right? And I'm not trying to be funny. I feel like we attacked Sierra. Why? And that is a common thing. That's a different subject, so I'm not going to go there. But I feel like it's just one of those things that happens to us, again, in our community where we do something and we're dragged because there were other people, non-minority people, who were dressed in similar clothing and they didn't get dragged. Okay. So I feel like the theme of the Vanity Fair
Oscar party 2023 was old Hollywood glamour
with a modern twist. Old Hollywood glamour, Marilyn Monroe.
I know, I get it.
I mean, she gave it.
I get it, right? So for me, this is how I feel. If it is for her, right? I'm just being realistic. She sees the body every day. She's probably what, 38, 39, 40, early 40s now. So this is she sees the body every day. You're saying it's for her, but it's not like it's a new body. It's her body that she sees every day. So why is it something new to go ahead and go out and portray to the world?
Hey, Delmar.
What up, D?
Exactly. It was an after party. And I feel like
what she wore should have been for her husband. I don't. Thank you, Mona. I appreciate it.
It was for her husband's eyes.
It's between her and Russ.
But can we agree, though, that if her husband does not have an issue with it and he likes to see his lady dressed that way, because obviously this is not the first time she's dressed in that manner. He found her, he wiped her. Sierra?
Yeah, Sierra.
Oh no, Sierra has always dressed pretty scantily, so we're just gonna
Sierra,
go ahead.
The boy. I ain't trying to be funny.
Even in those, always like the bras, the cut off shorts, twerking. That's always been Sierra's MO.
Okay, I wish.
That's always been her MO. Please, somebody tell him that that's always kind of been her MO.
Exactly.
Please.
Thank you. Now, She was naked. Laugh out loud.
She was, but her husband was okay with it.
She looked great. However, I think you received a lot of backlash because them as a couple are confused. They are just
Hey, Sierra, thank you for joining.
Prison scene, praying and speaking about God, and then the next year at an event wearing very revealing dress next to your husband. Exactly. What is her son going to think about it? CC always been skimpy. So listen, if you know Sierra used to wear the baggy
always
jeans.
Been skimpy, thank you.
The baggy jeans, dancing on
with
top
the bra.
of. Okay, and I get that, right? Because you still have to have some sex appeal, but this is totally different. You're naked. You're completely naked.
I think she's always been provocative. Thank you, Jason. I don't think there's a moment where we've seen Sierra, even when she was doing Like a Boy and in her tomboy stage, it's always been very sexy, very high sex appeal, very provocative.
I get that, right? But this is a whole. I think it's okay to be provocative, right? I think it's okay to be sexy, sex appeal. I think that's okay because that's the business she's in. She's an R&B singer who's talking about having sex and making love, so she has to least portray it somewhat in the video.
Exactly, Chris. I appreciate that comment. Check in with your man. If your man does not have an issue with it, and we're not even just talking about her man, we're talking about her husband, who she has several kids with. If he does not have an issue with it, why should she care about what all these other outsiders have with it?
I know, but we don't know if he had an issue.
Well, he posted up in a cowboy hat with her today, so obviously his issue was not that deep.
But we don't know though. We don't know.
Saying he was on that carpet. I think if he had a huge issue with it, we wouldn't have been on that red carpet. We wouldn't have been in this dress.
I get it, but if you have, I know though, but if you have some women who don't know how to follow leadership, then I think they will do certain things that's outside of what their husband is comfortable with because they feel like they're a free woman and they want to do what they want, even though it doesn't align to the relationship with.
Well, then that's his call. Then I feel like at that point, then if he feels like his woman is not a submissive woman, I've watched interviews with how he's talked about her and how he's kind of praised her. It doesn't seem like he has a woman that he doesn't expect, if that makes sense, right?
That doesn't make sense.
Again, so what I'm saying is I feel like the way he talks about her and the way he praises his marriage and her as a wife and a mother, I feel like if he felt like she was just this non-submissive woman, maybe he doesn't want a submissive woman or a woman that you're talking about as far as like following leadership. It seems like he is happy with it. How does that make her a hoe because she wore a dress?
Okay, so let's go back to when women started wearing stuff like this, right? So when women started to wear stuff like this, back in the day, women were very modest dressers, in a sense, right? You still had sex, you still had Marilyn Monroe, you still had certain things. However, typically, you have to understand that prostitution was illegal and still is illegal. So certain women wore certain things to promote and to solicit certain activities from men because they knew what would get a man's attention in a certain type of way. So that's the reason why they dress like that. The reason why they had the shorter skirts and the red lipstick and the bra is because they knew that a man will look and then go seek what he's looking for, right? So if we have to take it from that perspective of saying, if I know if I'm wearing this, that it's going to get the wrong type of attention from men, knowing that I'm in a relationship, I wouldn't want that because at that point, I would feel like that's disrespectful to broadcast that to the world for my husband. Not because she can't do it. You can do what you want to. If she want to walk around naked, she can. However, out of respect for your husband, I wouldn't want to be put on a showcase as a piece of meat in front of men to salivatate or whatever the word is on top of me because they see this stuff.
Delmar, to answer your question, I'm not going to wear that, right? That's not my comfortability to go outside in a thong and what does she have on? Maybe like the little pasties and whatever like that. That's not my comfortability, right?
What makes you uncomfortable with it? What makes you uncomfortable with it?
First off, sis is like, I don't have that type of confidence to wear that. If I'm being completely transparent.
So if you had the body style of Sierra.
Well, I don't think it's the body style that makes me not confident. I don't like that type of attention that I feel like you would get from anybody. However, what I'm saying though is exactly call her a prostitute. What I'm saying though is I think my biggest problem is like a bigger problem. I would not wear it. However, I would consult with my husband, and I can guarantee you her husband knew what she was wearing out of that house prior to them going, and he still went on that red carpet with her. So even if he had a problem with it, and maybe he just feels like she wasn't a submissive enough woman or taking leadership, why go out with her if you feel like she's a prostitute or she's a whore? This is so
I mean, like,
you know what I mean? Why go out with her then? Stay at home.
Look, I'm gonna take us off for a minute. Just look at her. I mean, am I tripping or what? She not only does she has a G-string on. I mean, like, what are we doing here?
And he looks like he's happy to be there with that G-string.
That looks happy?
He looks like.
Well, you need to know man better. That don't look happy.
I also can't see the.
That looks embarrassed.
I feel like, but you know, I had a conversation with actually Lawrence and Stone last night, and we were talking. A lot of times, men, what y'all need to understand though is women, when we do, I'm gonna say not all women, majority of women, when we do certain things, so like when I get my hair and makeup done or I wear an outfit outside of it being for Lawrence, right? Most of the time, outside of it being for him, most women are doing it for the sisses. Most women are wanting that affirmation from other women. They're wanting other women to see like, oh sis, look how I put this together. Like when you go on Instagram or something, most times when, I'm just speaking on the women that I've seen, when they are responding back to comments or likes or different things on these pictures, usually they're responding back to the women. I feel like it's almost like an empowerment type of thing. Like we do it for the
sisters. It's just you guys feel more comfortable with emotion. We've been stigmatized, and it's the standard of a man is not to show emotion. So it's hard for me to go into another guy and be like, hey, man, that's a good outfit. Or, hey, what's up, man? I see your arms getting bigger. Whatever the case might be.
Jason, I like that. A superpower for a woman. I don't know if you guys can see that stone. Can we put that back up? A superpower for a woman is control of her sexuality. Use it. If it's just for me, I'm good. And I think it takes a very mature man to have that kind of mindset to be like, oh, you know, this is my woman. I know she's not out here doing this for these men. I like when she dresses like that. She likes when she dresses like that because for whatever reason she feels empowered. Like,
well, why is that empowerment? Why is nakedness empowerment? Why do you feel like you're oppressed to feel empowered? Why?
I think everybody's gonna have different.
Let's talk about what Delmar said though. Exactly what I needed to hear. It's definitely an attention issue going on with that. It's an attention issue.
So does it matter if she's getting if she wants the attention from the women versus the men?
It does. It matters. It doesn't matter what she wants the attention from.
But in a sense, though, all of us at some point or another want attention because we all post on social media. We all are like trying to get in the gym or get haircuts and get nails and do all these things, right? Body enhancing things or just like appearance enhancing things. And that is for attention.
It is for attention.
So what is the problem with her getting the attention?
I get it. I get it though. But if you, so there's some things you can do for attention and there's some things you can do for attention. That's my pastor said. Hopefully my pastor.
We do all get dressed to be seen.
But I get it.
You want to step out of your Sunday's finest. And exactly, Sierra, she gets a lot of attention from women because I thought she was fire, to be honest.
Okay, so this is how I feel about it. You can get attention and then you can get attention, right? We know certain things we can do that we can get good attention from, right? And we know things we can get bad attention from. If I was walking around with my pants sagging, with a Glock on my side and smoking a blunt, right, in a car that's really loud, we're driving past the police, we know that's most likely going to be bad attention, right? I'm just being real. So yes, you can get attention, and we all seek attention at some point, but the reason why we seek attention is a self-confidence issue. The reason why we need to feel validated by someone else is a self-confidence issue. Why do you want to feel, and I'm not saying that I don't have those same issues because I'm a human, I do, right? There's certain things that I don't want to put on because it doesn't look appealing to me. There's certain things that I don't want to do because it doesn't. But the realistic issue is that there's self-confidence issues that we all have, and the reason why we do stuff is because of societal norms. And that's what I feel like we don't address that. We feel like, oh, we doing it for the sis. Yeah, but why are you doing it for the sis?
Because we can. And
I get it. I feel like
that's kind of like my overall thing, right? I feel like somebody said that earlier. I can't remember who said it. Like, I think we have to get in a space of, right, like minding your own business, minding the household that kind of pays you. And
she's I feel outside,
but it
she's
doesn't matter.
The streets.
But people giving their opinions about her is not doing it. They are getting.
I know, but you just said though, if she goes out with that, you know that she's going to get some type of attention. You don't like that type of attention on you, so you can't be mad if you can do what you want to do right? Without worrying about anybody else,
Mm-hmm.
that other people can also comment and have concerns without worrying about how she feels about it.
But I don't think she's mad at all.
I get it. If she wasn't mad, she wouldn't have responded. She did.
I think her point in responding was
If you
something
didn't
with
care,
underlining racism, though.
if
I
somebody-
think she went to a whole complete topic.
I get it, though. So if she didn't care, regardless of what the attention said or whatever the responses were, if she did not care,
Who
she
said
would
that,
never
Danielle?
respond.
Can we pin that post?
Y'all didn't drag J Lo when she wore the Genesis deep plunge dress. I don't even know that. We might be able to pull it up. We got
and
the
I
producer.
agree with you, Sierra. None of us do, but I feel like we would avoid a lot of these like shaming and dragging moments if people just allow people to be in a
the
space.
street.
I understand.
It's not like they caught a picture at home in her living room. She's went to a place where they have photographers walking on a red carpet. Like she wanted the attention. And then you're saying, okay, well, let's not talk about it. No, she wanted to be talked about.
I'm just saying, don't let it upset us to the point where we're like dragging this woman.
I'm not
for
dragging
something her and her
if she
husband.
Be
because
host,
people's arguments are like, right, inappropriate. Like Sierra said, J-Lo was single, right? So I think the problem is that Sierra is married, is everyone's concern. Doesn't sound like it's the dress. It sounds like, oh, she's married.
So from a man's perspective, because I think that's the difference. I think that's where we're getting off here a little bit, guys.
But Lizzo can do whatever.
ain't nobody looking at Lizzo. Actually,
see that is some nonsense.
I'm
like
being real.
Double standards.
I think we are minding rich people business. I know
we're minding rich people business,
but their business is how they stay rich. Us staying in their business is how they stay rich, right? Russ has a baddie and she wants to show it off. It's all good. All right, Jason. If you put another,
please pin CG Chris's comment? Because like what? Like, y'all just want to drag people for everything. And her husband is okay with it. Because that's the argument. She shouldn't be doing it because she's married. She's out on the red carpet with her husband. Walked out the house with her.
But
got
we don't
in the car,
know. We don't know.
He was there.
He could have gave her divorce papers and she could have said, baby,
so
I'm
then
sorry.
Today they posted up and he was like, Psych, let me put on this cowboy hat.
But she could have said, I'm sorry, baby. I didn't understand there would be that type of backlash. So therefore, it would never happen again. Next time I will get you.
Just gets a lot of backlash because she's living the life that a lot of people want. That's a different perspective on it. So they just want to drag sis because they mad.
I'm sorry. If you went out in the street, you are for the streets. I don't care who you are. If we saw a girl on Van Buren
so
right now.
So why are we not having this dialogue saying that all the other women that were there are for the streets too?
100%.
But that's not the dialogue that we are doing.
No,
that's
but the media, doing. I know because I don't really know those other people. I'm just being honest.
You don't know Kendall Jenner. You don't know. These are all people. Who else was on there? Stone. Can you look up a picture of all the other women? I think Sierra posted it. Let me show you.
Stone, first of all, you work for us.
Why didn't Gucci Mane's wife get backlash? Oh, and I mean, she gives provocative. She is provocative. She is the billboard for provocative.
I get it.
Is Nicki Minaj married? Billboard for provocative.
All right, but can I say anything at all, please?
Like I'm just saying.
I know, but you keep saying. God, leave. What I'm saying though is the perception that they portray is why it looks a lot more than what it probably is. Right? She is a woman who can do whatever she wants to do. I'm not saying that she has the right to do whatever she wants to do. However, when you see a woman in church every day that's actually kneeling and they're crying in front of God, they go to prison to do avocation and community work, it looks a little, your image, the image that you portray because you are a celebrity and you know you're in the celebrity eye, the image that you portray, it looks a little different than what it normally should look like. I'm being real, right?
What does a person that does community work look like?
Your image. So I think that's just one thing that goes along with her.
So what
image.
does that look like?
Her image
wise? No, a person that does community work, a person that wants to give back, a person that is invested in helping other people come out of impoverishment. What does that look like?
I know, but again, I think that's just a couple things that goes along with her whole. Thank you, Stone. Like, what are we talking about? The woman is naked. You know what Stone asked me? I wonder if she hugged a man while she was naked. How would you feel if a man hugged your wife while she was naked and her chest was rubbing against him? How would you feel?
So I think we got away from the question because I'm definitely trying to figure out this community advocacy.
I don't feel anything wrong with
what do they look like?
They're talking about someone who views in certain artistic way she looks her body.
We ain't gonna answer that. Okay.
Can we be a Christian and still be naked?
Yeah.
Okay. Enough said. So the question to ask,
came into this world naked.
Well, you're cool. Anywho, like, so,
I want to know. Like, I want to know.
Into the setup.
Thank you, Bree, for tapping in.
We've been waiting
for us. Please tell me what a person who does community work, because now y'all gonna try to come for this lady's character, her trying to help people.
It's not
because she wore a dress. A person, there are people who have done drugs that do community work. There are ex-convicted convicts, right? That do community work. There are people who are still on drugs, strippers, women who are prostituting that do community work.
Okay, so what I said was her image and the image that she portrays.
Come as you are.
Come as you are.
Mm-hmm. To the church. Okay. And my pastor just said that. I hope my pastor is on here. I hope pastor is on here. He just said that today. Come as you are.
All right. Are we?
I am.
Can I talk?
I just want you to explain that to me.
Okay, I'm trying to. You keep cutting me off. Are we good? Okay. Y'all see what's going on here? Are we good?
Bring somebody in. Bring them in.
Yeah. All right. So listen, if you need to come in, so today's a little bit different, guys. So if you guys need to come in, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this banner up here. I need you guys to text me so I can send you a link. You just literally click the link. Wait 1 second. Literally click the link, and then you actually be live. Okay. Just remember, it's going live. Like right after you click the link, gotta put your name in and all of that. 8958. So
perfect. Thank y'all. This is the part where we're still trying to figure out some of the nicks and crannies.
So if you want to go live, I kind of want to get some people's opinion. Jason, we don't need you to go live. We get you already text 15 times, so we understand where you guys are. We understand. Stone said Keisha Kior is known as a hood rat, but you know, so that's what I'm saying. I think the image that they have and the image that they portray, it is a lot different from what we saw recently. I think that's where the backlash is coming from. I think if it was Nicki Minaj, it wouldn't have got this much backlash. I'm being real.
So, Misha, I'm cracking up. Let him on. Right. Because we don't want to let on the man that has a more progressive type of thinking. We don't want to let him on. We want the you know.
What is the question? Okay. So, hey, Stone, if you could put the question up for us. There we go. So that's the question for you guys again. How do you feel about a woman wearing provocative clothing while in a relationship? And we're at this, I guess, ideally, we're talking about.
Can you play the video again, just in case the new people haven't seen it? A lot of people may not have been on there. So this is the outfit that they were referring to.
I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So why does she wear pasties? I don't get it. What was the pasties for? Why if she wanted to feel liberated and feel free and do everything, why didn't she just free the nipple like the women are asking for?
Somebody text the number and come in, because
text the number, come in.
I'm not. She is also a very successful businesswoman. And that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like because she wore this is discrediting anything else that she's doing. No. So for me, I don't know.
Okay. Because she doesn't want to.
Faith, what do you mean because she doesn't want to?
I think she's talking about free the nipple.
Because she does. Thank you. I'm so glad you're back. Welcome back.
She also wore undies. Are those really considered undies? Or that's like, come on. Come on. Like, would y'all be okay with y'all daughter doing that? I'm just being honest. Like, if y'all had a daughter, right? For the women who have daughters, you guys let me know. Would you guys feel okay if your daughter wore that to her college homecoming? She was an adult, but she wore it to her college homecoming, or whatever the situation is.
Did y'all have homecoming dances in college?
Yeah, we went crazy in homecoming for college.
Oh, okay.
No one said anything about Riri wearing
homecoming
same dress 6 years ago.
And she wore the exact same dress. And I'm just going to go ahead and be really transparent. This one's a Rihanna lover and loved it. So.
What did I don't remember
Rihanna's dress? No, yes, remember she wore like the little headpiece, like the little mesh headpiece, or it might have been like diamonds, she rich, but like, and she had the outfit on, she was naked under it, and
I personally don't remember, but again, I think
she did it first. Let's go ahead and know that.
I get that, guys. Okay, but I think the back, like, we're not talking about. That's like, would you say the same thing if Michelle Obama walked out that way? Would y'all be like, oh, she's killing it, sis? You wouldn't, because the image that she's portraying is not lining up with the action that she's doing.
Loved Rihanna, and I'm gonna just tell my my first lady she can do whatever she wanted to.
Memory loss, Lawrence. Okay.
Memory loss, because he forgot about that. And thank you. Who brought that to our attention?
Oh, wow.
Because that was a good
Put on
recall.
blast.
Exactly, Faith. I would be like, go sis Michelle. Like,
So I get it. So if I get it though, but
just
so
like when Lizzo did it.
I get it. So if she was fully naked, she would still look the same, right? Would y'all still say go sis?
Well, I'm sure other people probably wouldn't say go sis.
But I'm asking you. I'm asking you though.
If Michelle Obama came out?
No. If she was completely naked, not the little lace thing, not the pasties, not the thong. If
you always go to like the complete end of the spectrum.
We're not far from there. What do you mean the complete? We're not far from three things.
Oh, Angela Bassett or
Okay, are you gonna answer my question?
No, because you still never answer mine. I feel like if she came out completely naked and it was for an event, go sis.
Okay.
Way to rock be standing your truth of what you want to do.
So,
I am very much for people doing whatever they want to do and not limiting themselves because of what society has to say or what we're going to perceive. That is not a quality that I have. That is something that, I want to aspire to be, not necessarily to dress naked, right? But to have that quality about myself that I can do whatever I want, walk in my truth. And you said it before too, since we're going back to Riri real quick. You used to say that was the thing about Rihanna that you loved, right? That she could stand in her truth and not care about what anybody else says. She's in her own lane. She's going to do whatever she wants to do.
So the question is, I don't know. I didn't hear nobody answer this question. The question is, if your daughter, who was 19 or 20 years old at college, a freshman or sophomore in college, at her homecoming game, wear the same dress as Rihanna, would you feel comfortable? Not can she do it? We can do whatever we want to do. We're adults. We don't have to keep saying that because she wanted to. We know we can do whatever we want to do. We know that.
Let freedom ring, Michelle. Let it ring. If she wants to walk out like that, my first lady can do it. And it's not going to change her ability to, guess what? Assist her husband with running the world. It's not going to change.
I get it though. Again,
I'm going to still trust her the same.
If your daughter, again, if your daughter was in, I'm trying to get this real quick because Jason wants to come on. But if your daughter was in college as a freshman or sophomore, wore the same dress to homecoming.
Know though that multiple people can come in and just come in the waiting room. That way we can kind of start cooking them in. Breathe, Faith. Like I know some of y'all here. It'd be pretty awesome to hear from you, Lamisha. You guys just texted somebody from school with me. But if you guys could just text Mona if you want to, and come into the waiting room so we can pull y'all in. But I feel like if my child was grown, because you want to get caught up on that.
If your child, how would you feel? Would you feel comfortable? Would you say, okay, well, go sis? Would you say that?
I don't think I'm going to be saying, I wouldn't probably be saying go sis, but I'm not going to feel uncomfortable about it.
So if you don't feel uncomfortable, then.
If my daughter was artistic like these women that typically dress like that and into, like somebody talked about that earlier, I think that was you, Nikki, saying that maybe they use their body and different things as a form of art, which is not a new concept when we think about it, right? That has been a concept for ages, right, of using body as art. So if my child was one of those individuals that, was inclined in that way, right, I'm going to encourage my child to be the best at what she can. Be the best and be able to live with whatever decision you make, whatever backlash you get, be able to deal with it. Walking your truth and mine, though. I'm not going to be like,
but why not go girl? Why not go girl?
Because I don't know if I'm going to be saying go girl to my kid.
But why not?
I don't know, because I feel like that's something I usually say to people who are my equivalent, like friends. I don't know if I'm going to
Michelle Obama.
Yes, I met Michelle. That is my auntie friend. Stop playing with me, okay?
Do y'all hear this nonsense?
Yes, all right, so listen. Friend.
We brought Jason in. Jason, thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Yep.
So, I mean, you've already put 15 times how you feel about it. So thank you so much for coming on in live with everybody and telling us exactly again how you feel. So go ahead, explain yourself and tell me why you think it is okay for a man to do something provocative.
I have an adult daughter. She's 22, 23. I mean, I told her she can do whatever she wants as long as she's not a hoe. So if she wants to be real scantily clad, she wants to be really hot, she wants to be nerdy, it's on her. Now, if she acts on that and she cheapens, maybe her life decisions or the type of person she is, then I would have an issue with it. But if she wants to take, like right now, we're in the age of women. So women want to be sexy. They want to have multiple partners. That's the time that we in. We can't fight that. It's progress. Like we
There's multiple parts. So when you said you don't want you, know she's not a hoe. What's your definition of a hoe?
Well, I mean, what's your definition of a hoe? I think it's probably.
I didn't say it.
No, I'm just
a psychology situation.
Okay. No. I guess if you were to say if I was to say a hoe, it would be someone that got around because they're trying to fill a hole that they have. And they'll take it at any, there's no baseline, there's no barometer. So they'll sleep with anybody, they'll do whatever. They'll compromise themselves just for the attention.
Okay. So if say she did have a barometer, say she did have a certain level, but anybody within that level, she'll go ahead and go the extra mile with. Would that still be considered a hoe? Let's not use the word hoe, because I don't like to use that word definitely with people in life.
My daughter has somebody, and she dresses. Sometimes she's very provocative. She pushes the limit. She is very artistic, but also she isn't in the street. She isn't sleeping around with multiple partners. She's not cheating on her partner. So it's not a thing for me. I mean, I've been with somebody where they want to show off. If they're coming home with me, that's a turn on for me.
That's a mature type of thinking, like man, and everybody's gonna get possessed.
Like a woman, I'm just saying, realistically, a woman. Look, like you can't always be at work, you can't be at church, like you have limitations. If there's a time that we can go out together and you're like, yo, I want to look like a bad bitch, I'm like, cool, then do that. And I know you with me, then that's a turn on to me.
I'm not worried about. Like, as long as you're not letting me
if you're out there and you hollering at every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's up at the spot, and I'm just sitting there keeping the seat warm, then I would probably feel a different way.
I don't think that's what was going on.
Okay, so I mean, I do understand what you're coming from, but however, I don't agree with it. All right, the reason why I say that is simply
for me personally that women like that. They want to be able to look beautiful, and like Chris said, I think it is as part of our culture. It's like a woman thing. It's not a showing up, but it's kind of like I don't even know how to
articulate this work that I put in, because that's what it's given to me. Like, goals, and not that I want to wear the dress, but when you do see her, when you see women like that, it's depending on the image that you want for yourself. Like, that's inspiring, right? To see somebody who can maintain their health and their physique in that way. You know what I mean? Not saying that we all want to be the same size as her, but I think, I think it matters about her walking.
You went back and forth.
First off, he's going all over the place, so we gotta just leave him where he's at, because he's switched the teams, double standards again. I think walking in your truth.
Go back to double standards. Go back to double standards for me, Stone. So wait, you actually texted into your own live?
Yes, I did.
Instead of actually,
because that's how firm I feel about it.
What is going on here? Like,
I don't care. These people. Like, it's a double, and I don't know her. That's why I mind my business.
You didn't,
and
because you're saying go sis. That didn't mind your business. You could say I don't care about it at all. I don't care.
Because I'm here now. I like the picture and went on with my life.
I'm not here to conversation. When we was going over with you, what happened last? That wasn't.
Wait, what?
You were saying the same thing. Why you making it seem like just because
that she's a hoe?
No, I didn't.
I'm sorry,
Jason. I didn't say nothing like that.
That I didn't agree with Sierra wearing that. I said I would, if her husband had an issue with it, then I feel like she shouldn't wear it. I don't feel like her husband had an issue because she wore it.
Jason got a question. Go ahead, Jay.
Yes.
It's not so much a question. I just think that this couple, I mean, if we're going to keep it a buck, what they're doing is they want to be Russ is the simp.
What?
Russ is the simp, and Sierra, like everyone's waiting for this to fall, that they're gonna find that Sierra's, thirst trapping or networking and got these other dudes. And I think that if how hard and how heavy they're trying to look for this information, they would have found it by now. I just think that this man loved his woman and she loved his dude, and she just happens to be a very beautiful woman, and she's provocative, and she was in a situation where she could show that off. She's in the public eye. It's part of their business to steer interest, and she did what that's what we're talking about, and I don't think it's more than that.
So Jason, can you kind of hit on this with me? They do hate that he loves his wife. Can we please pin that comment? But I kind of want to go back to Delmar's comment, right? He said, honestly, it's just a good look. Think about it's just not a good look. Think about the young girls looking up to her that will think that that's normal, right? So I kind of want to pause in that for a second. So when we started talking about this culture that influences these young girls, right? You can have influence no matter what, right? So we have so many other women that we can possibly look at that one are probably dressing like that, if not worse, and carrying it in a nasty looking way, right? Because the way she carried herself in that, it did not come off very just like, I don't know what words we can use on here, but I hate to say it that way, but it didn't come off very demeaning to me. Now, yes, looking at her, you're like, okay, that probably is, not the most appropriate dress, but I feel like she had tact about it. She doesn't look slutty to me, if that's an appropriate word to use on here, right? So what I'm saying though is, right, going back to what Delmar is saying.
What? You don't look like what?
Okay, so going back to what Delmar is saying, right? There's going to be so many influences from so many different people, regardless, right? Foundation is everything in your house. So for me, right, we were exposed to so many different things growing up as well, right? However, my grandparent, my grandmother, my aunt, my mother, all of these women that had a huge role in influencing me, right, carried themselves a certain way. So when I went to college, guess what? I didn't go wild the way everybody else went wild. Because my foundation. That's what everybody else went out.
All right, so do me a favor. Auntie Mona in the room too. Thank you, Jay. What we're gonna do is go ahead and let you go, man. We appreciate you for coming on. Thank you so much, man. I know I still see you in the back room, so thank you. I appreciate it. Auntie Mona, I just kind of muted you a little bit just to make sure your other IP got Auntie Mona got about 6 iPads.
Oh my God.
So let's just make sure the other iPads are off. You know what I mean? If we can,
exactly, Faith. Can we pin that comment?
We can't pin no comments.
Why? Because your child should not be watching. Can we pin that comment?
We can't pin. All right. So, Auntie Mona, if you can hear me, I don't know if you can see me or you can hear me. If you could turn the other devices off.
We got to do this with you every day, sis.
Echo. She literally has about 6 iPads and I think 2 iMacs, and then she uses them all at the same time. I love it. You know what I mean? But
okay, back off my auntie for
real. I do. And if you don't need one of those iPads, you know what I mean?
And Mimi, don't you laugh because I'm on Facebook watching y'all.
All right. While she's doing her thing, I don't know if you keep. Let me see. Are you ready, Auntie Mona?
Tony said, I believe Russell didn't like the dress. Look at his face. She definitely looks slutty. She is butt naked.
Thank you. Somebody, thank you. Tennille, appreciate that. I just want a woman to be, besides woman empowerment, can we talk about respect? If a guy was hitting a woman, right, and it was something that we did not agree with or something that made us feel a certain way, it wouldn't be like, well, yeah, go ahead. She hit you first. You'd be like, okay, man, no. We would be the right. I feel like we automatically learn how to tell the truth to other men, and then we have to be comfortable with the honesty that comes back to us. I think sometimes women, and I don't mean this by but I feel like you can have an ugly friend and you're like, oh, she bad, but she knows she ugly, but you're not being honest with her. If I had an ugly friend, I'd be like, listen, you ain't really you cool, you get them though, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, you get them, you know what I mean? But
I don't have that dialogue in my friend group. I don't like that kind of dialogue at all.
I know, but it's not realistic. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's not realistic. If you had a friend who was unattractive and you're telling her, girl, you're bad, you can get anybody you want. I don't know why he feel like he messed up and didn't find, like, men will be real with each other.
Can I ask you, Mona, before we bring you on, is that your family?
No, I think Latifah is from the podcast. Hey, Stone, is that Latifah from the podcast?
Let me know. Hey, Latifah. Yeah, that probably is.
Let me know.
I like that comment, though. You're absolutely right. Why are we not talking about all of these other women? And that goes back to my point of this selective type of hate that we have, because you guys are dragging her, and these women are doing this every day.
Auntie Mona, we're gonna bring Auntie Mona in because that way we don't spend too much time on this topic. I feel like we're already getting kind of side by. Auntie Mona, first of all, thank you for coming on to the show. We appreciate it.
I apologize, but I'm in my relaxed mode. I just got off work. But what I want to say is, it goes back to the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. And I'm not saying that we don't have a right to dress as we want. We do. Sierra is empowered to do whatever she wants because she has money. But at the same time, she influenced the people around her. You have young girls that looks up to her. And if you're a mother who's trying to raise your child to do the right thing in a Christian environment, and she sees this, what is she thinking? What is your daughter going to think? I think, it personally, I wouldn't have done it because what she had on should have been between her and her husband. That wasn't a platform for it. And if somebody got out of character with her or said something to her derogatory, she would have been mad about it. But you set the tone for what
How
was.
do you know you would have been mad?
Yeah, I know, but so just to, before you say that, Auntie Mona, we had a conversation last night with you, Crystal, me, and Stone. And we said, as long as they don't talk to me, they don't touch me.
That's not, so let's pull Stone in. I said, as long as a man doesn't disrespect me by touching me, and the example that I used a few years ago, and my friend Lamisha is on here who can attest to it. We were all out in the club. There was this group of men, and they were saying like weird things, drunk probably, right? Saying weird things to me. That did not provoke me. The man proceeded to then put his hands on me, and that is when I was now offended. I don't care what you say, as long as you don't disrespect me by touching me. So if her and her husband go out, they obviously know that somebody might say something, right? He probably doesn't care about words. If somebody touches his wife, now that is a completely different story. And that is how I feel about it. Once you start crossing people's boundaries, you can say whatever you want to say. We live in a generation, a world that has happened since the beginning of time.
What are you talking about, Lamisha?
You know what I mean? And so I agree with you. I don't agree with you. I'm just saying that.
Okay, so
No, but I think what she had on was not classy. It was not cute. It wasn't nice at all, because she could have showed something else to put on. She has a young daughter. She has a son. Mm-hmm. And keep in mind, everything that you do on the internet don't ever go away. It always resurfaces. So now her son, if somebody brought it to her son, kids taunting and teasing him and harassing him for what his mother did. See, we have to make choices, better choices, even if we think it's good for us, but it ain't just us. It's not just her. She has kids. I just think,
can we say though, there was a comment or something that had cycled around about Amber Rose and her son maybe having a conversation with his friend at school, right, about his mom. And however, whatever happened, the little boy, her son, kind of spoke and attested to, oh, she's a woman, she has the right to do whatever. So do you think these people who are in the limelight like that are not positioning their kids to be able to think like them and not have skin that's going to be tainted and affected by these things? Not saying that it won't ever happen, but I think that her kids are probably, I'm going to assume, going to think the way she thinks.
You have to position your kids to be.
That's the life that they're in. That's just the life that they're in. Just like you guys positioned us to be Christians. That's the lifestyle that you chose.
Okay,
raised us.
So would you be okay with your mama wearing that dress?
You want me to be completely honest?
Yeah.
I wouldn't care. My mom has worn.
Okay. Your mom has worn stuff like that.
She has not worn that, but my mom is a feisty 55-year-old.
I get
you know
it,
what I mean?
but I'm talking about that specific dress out to the club.
If she was going to the Oscars after party and that was the thing, go ahead, mom.
What does it matter where you're going?
That was a theme. It was a theme party.
That wasn't the theme to be naked.
That was.
Okay.
It said Hollywood glamour with a touch of new era or new age or whatever. That's not the theme, Crystal.
But what is the difference in we telling men to pull their pants up so that we don't see their underwear, but it's okay for her to come?
I never said that. I thought we told men to pull their pants for professionalism.
No, because Josh used to walk around that way. You say, why does your pants so
because
low?
It looks, to me, it looks bad.
Okay, so for us, this looks bad. It looks
Well,
bad. You like you for the streets.
But again, though, right? So when we talk about if I told my little brother to pull his pants up because I don't like the way that looks, that is in my household. Her household was okay with her wearing it.
But your little brother is a grown man, so why?
We're talking about. I don't tell Josh that now. I tell my brother that
when he was 18. Josh is 21 now.
Lawrence, I don't tell my little brother to pull his pants up. I will still though. It's in my household.
Anybody out there find Josh? Bring him on live.
It's in my household. So again,
bring
we got to mind the business that pays us. And I think
okay, guys. But I'm gonna leave now because I'm enjoying the topic tonight.
Thank you for tapping in.
I just think it was the timing was not right, and I just think it was just too much.
It was. I think so too. Thank you so much, Auntie Mona.
No problem.
Exactly,
Have
Mimi.
a good night.
Can we pull Mimi's comment back up? She said these kids are not even looking at Sierra; they're looking at TikTok famous girls. I agree with that. I think y'all are going too deep with it. I agree with that.
So I think that's enough on that situation. I feel like we've been on this topic for a very long time. Clearly, it is a very highly debatable topic amongst men and women. And women and women and men, right? So I think it's very highly debatable. However, we do have to keep the show going. So let's
really quick. Can I ask, and we won't go back to this, but I am like, this is the topic for me. Lamisha, can you please go find something with what the theme was? Because we had stone finding, and I don't believe that. I know the theme was what I'm saying it was. Please go find it and bring it in later.
Okay, yeah, if you could, that's totally fine. All right, so again, guys, if you want to, if you put the number at the bottom, if you guys want to come into live before we go to the next question, please text TEATIME, TEATIME, all one word, to 480-509-8958. Next week, it will be shorter, I promise you, but right now, that way I can actually let you into the room so you can go live with us. Jovan, I did see a comment from you. It is something like it, but it's something a little bit different too, Jovan. Just kind of touch base with that. So second question. Right, this one is again highly debatable. This is kind of crazy as well. Is it disrespectful to respond to a DM while in a relationship, even if it's just to tell them you're taken? How do you feel about that, Crystal?
Is it disrespectful to respond to a DM?
Direct message. I instant messages.
Even if it's just to tell them you're taken. No, I don't feel like it's disrespectful to respond if you're letting them know, like, hey, you're crossing boundaries. Please respect me. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I barely even read through my own messages. I have like 3,000 messages. I'm not a texter. So personally, I would not respond just to tell them that. But why would it be? Do you feel like it's disrespectful to respond to that?
I feel like, yeah, I do.
I think on this podcast, I am finding out I don't know you. What?
You don't.
What?
Who are you? You're right. Who
are you?
What?
Why is that disrespectful?
So listen. The reason why I say that, right? Say to them, okay, so and maybe not disrespectful, right? So I don't want to say disrespectful, but what I feel a little way about it, the fact that I'm on your social media, so it's clearly known that you're taken. So for you to engage with somebody to respond to someone, right, saying something, hey, listen, I think you look good, right? I think you look nice. Let me take you out. Can I get your number? Are you with somebody? I feel like to respond to that is opening the door that shouldn't be open, right? If somebody knocked on my door, I'm being real. I don't know if y'all where y'all from. I'm from the city. Detroit, right? If somebody knocked on my door, we do not open the door and then say, hey, how can I help you? Through the door, we say, who is it? I know everybody say that. It ain't nothing. You don't say nothing else. You say, who is it, right? And if you don't know the person, you don't open the door. It's real simple. What you need, through the door. You got to talk real loud, and hopefully you got some good ears. But you never go open the door for a situation, for a situation that you know that it doesn't make sense. If a woman was in my DM like, hey, listen, let me take you out, for me to say, no, baby, or no, sweetie, or no, woman, no, lady, no, I am taken. Whatever the case might be, I'm leaving. The reason why I'm engaging because I want the engagement. However, I want to be respectful in my relationship. Otherwise, if I did not care, if I really, truly did not care, I wouldn't respond, right? Do we respond to all the spam messages and say, hey, no, I don't want your business? Oh, hey, no, I don't want to listen to your rap CD. Oh, no, listen, I don't want to do a pyramid scheme. You don't. Why? Because you don't care.
Sierra said no, but let's be honest. If and when you respond to that person, it's because they have a chance. Otherwise, you'll just ignore them. They'll know you're taken by just viewing your page.
Correct. The reason why you do it is because you're like, oh, man, she bad, but I got to respect my girl, right? You're giving her that option to be like, okay, so if she sees me no longer with this person, or if she sees all the pictures being deleted from this person, whatever the case might be, she knows she has an opportunity or a chance to get with me, right? So I feel like me personally, I don't want to say disrespectful. I say that I don't feel good about it. Delete and block. What'd you say? Is it just not? It's just best not to respond. It's opening the door for conversation. Exactly. Delete and block.
So, and I know you saw my comment. Pin that.
Hey, listen, again, if you guys want to come on live, 480-509-8958, text T-Time. We'll put it at the bottom of the screen real quick.
Somebody come on with this, because I don't think that it's
Well, Michael Jackson was in my DM. Wait a minute. Latifah, we about to... Wait. What are you talking about? Wait.
Michael Blackson?
No, Michael Jackson. Hold on.
I know, I'm thinking...
Stone, put Latifah comment back up.
Wait, Latifah, come on. First off, text to the number. You got to come on with that one. Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson. With the real Michael Jackson?
No, that's a fake Michael Jackson, because Lil Baby had a fake page, and my mom, thought Lil Baby was DMing her.
And he asked her for some money.
Yeah, for real. She almost donated.
That's
what I said, Mike Jack.
What?
I'm like, Blackston? What's his name? Blackston?
Michael Blackson.
Like,
people are strange. They do not look through your pictures or
exactly.
anything and see I have a man, or maybe they don't care. I don't know.
Has anybody text?
Who don't look through your...
Come in.
Hold on, wait, Bree. Who don't look through your picture? How do they know they want to talk to you? I know, but how do they know they want to talk to you unless they know what you look like?
Stories.
That's stupid. How are they or
what if you don't have a picture of your significant other on your page?
Cool. So that's another red flag.
Okay.
Red flag. So how do y'all feel about that? If you're in a relationship, a long-term relationship, you have no pictures of your significant other on your page. Red flag. Red flag. Come on, they don't. They ignore all the pic with the man. Exactly. Bree, come on, because you playing games right now. Can you put the number up? I will come in.
Yeah, we got y'all. I don't know. I just don't think it's disrespectful. I just don't feel like, are we saying because they said no and I'm trying to set a boundary, at some point you want that person to engage? I don't think that's how people think.
So why are you saying no? Why does it matter? Why do you care to respond?
Because, like they said,
it's
they
polite.
had situations. It is.
So again, so if it is polite, then
but,
why don't you respond to everybody?
No. So go back to, like, I think that was that not Delmar. I'm reading Delmar's comment. Danielle said she had a situation in which a guy was like harassing her, so she had to set a firm boundary. Some people don't pick up on social cues. You can't expect everybody to do that.
I know, Danielle. I know, but why didn't you just block him? I'm being real. Like, come on, like, we got to be serious here. Why didn't you just block him? If he's harassing you, and you see the message come in every morning, hey, good morning, or every night, hey, good night, and you don't want the attention, why don't you block him? I think we have to be real here. Why do you care? If somebody, when people send me, hey, listen to my CD, I don't figure out, I don't judge and say, listen, I want to be really polite today. I'm gonna tell them, hey, listen, I don't really have the time to listen to your CD. Kind of busy. I got to work 2 50-hour shifts at work. You don't say that. You don't respond because you don't care. You don't care. You respond because you care. You respond because you care. Let's see. I got a couple people.
Somebody said, do you get rid of pictures of your ex?
They like the attention. Exactly. Sierra, they like the attention. That's all it is.
Sierra, okay, come on. Come on, because what?
Sierra, come on, because I like the way you think. I like the way you think. I like the way you think.
I don't agree. Thank you, Jovan. Thank you for being a progressive male thinker.
What did Jovan say?
He doesn't agree with you at all, bro. And he usually
Did you really say that?
Yes, he did. He doesn't agree. I don't think that they like the attention. I got my bonnet on, y'all. Girl, this is a free form. We are our true, authentic selves. Come on, you are about to give that Sierra and Rihanna vibe. Walk in your truth, sis. That's okay. But no, I feel like, I don't know. I just don't think it's disrespectful. I can understand maybe why y'all would say it might open the door for like those persistent men that we kind of know.
Appreciate it.
But I don't know. Like, I feel like it's okay to set a boundary if you feel like you need to and be like, hey, I'm in a happy relationship. Can you please stop annoying me by blowing up my phone?
I know, but why don't you just block them? If you don't want them to talk to you, you don't want to, like, you don't do that to your bill collectors. I'm just being real, right? Like, can we just be honest here? If your bill collector calls you and you don't answer the phone, you don't call back, hey, listen, I can't pay my bill right now, But what I'm gonna do is I don't want to be rude. So I see you calling.
I'm gonna put it in this chat.
I see you calling, but I don't want to be. You don't do it. You don't answer because you don't care. You don't answer because you don't care. It's really that simple. If a girl was in my DM right now, I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, listen, I thank you so much for the compliment, saying I'm sexy chocolate."
But so what if, right? You really
Is
don't.
this a sexy chocolate thing I threw in there?
I ignored it.
Okay.
So what if? Hey, Deja, how's it going?
Hey,
I
good.
just want to ask this really quick though. So if it is really a situation, right, where maybe this person didn't know that you had a significant other, and you value this was someone from school that you had a relationship with, right, and maybe you didn't want to block this person because this was a cool friend, and you like, hey,
It's
I
no
just want to
longer a
let you
friend.
know.
It's no longer a friend.
Oh my God.
Wait.
Trying to get with you behind your man's back.
But did you hear what I said? If they didn't know that you had a significant other, you're
How
like,
they know?
hey, bro, I just want to let you know I'm in a relationship. Please don't cross this boundary.
Okay,
But that's different though.
But I just said that.
That's different.
Why is that different?
Crystal, that's different because they didn't know.
Correct.
That's different from a person saying that they know, like, oh, I know you in a relationship, but I'm still gonna try to cross that boundary.
I'm gonna try to shoot my shot.
I'm still gonna try to play that game with you.
But we're going based on people's comments, and they're saying, what if the person doesn't know that I'm in a relationship and they shoot the shot? That's
okay. That's different. Then that's when you, as that person's spouse, that's when you say, okay, I'm in a relationship. But then you got people out here that that still want to cross that line willingly, knowing that you're in a relationship, and they don't care that you state to them, hey, I'm in a relationship. They're still going to continue to shoot their shot.
Has this happened to you, Deja?
Okay, just much so.
Again,
I've had this happen numerous of times, and it's just like, hey, she's still here 3 years later, still in the game.
For sure.
Okay. So did she ever open up the messages and say, don't respond? So if she
has, definitely. We've definitely come across actually a friend of mine that I was friends with before we got into a relationship. This person was my child's godmother.
Okay.
And she was not a fan, and she told me she wasn't a fan, and it actually put a little hurting in the beginning on our relationship because I couldn't see it from her standpoint of why she didn't want me to communicate with that person.
Right. Gotcha.
So it definitely does, but you at some point you have to think, okay, is this person really worth losing the relationship that I'm in? When it's 3:00 in the morning and you at the hospital, who you calling? If you need somebody to come and get you, if you need somebody to, you know what I'm saying? When you in a financial bind, who you calling? Are you gonna call that friend, or are you calling your significant other?
Correct. Which one is more important? Exactly.
Which one is more important?
One is more important. Thank you.
I just think though that we need.
I appreciate you, Deja. Thank you so much. Listen.
Now normally I don't agree with Lawrence, but I'm gonna have to agree with him on this one. Normally I'm with you, Crystal. I swear.
I appreciate it.
Not tonight.
Listen, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Deja, popping on. We go get a couple more people to call in live. We got Sierra right now backstage. About to bring her in. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deja. Have a good night. Good luck studying.
All right.
No problem. All right, so now I'm about to bring Sierra on, guys. Sierra. Hey, Sierra.
Hey.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good. Thank you for hopping on.
Thank you for joining us.
We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So what's your thoughts about this? How do you feel about this?
He just wanted
So like I said before, I just don't feel like, I feel like as women, we really ignore who we want to ignore. Like, you know, they don't have a chance. So you like, whatever, ignore. But I'm not saying in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, he's next up. But if he's attractive, if you can see yourself with him, I think that you would reply instead of just ignoring him. I don't think it's disrespectful that you reply, but
everybody got a bench. Everybody got a bench. I'm being real. Everybody got a bench.
So let's kind of go into that though, right? So what if I responded to somebody who was, let's say, unattractive, somebody that I would never consider? Would we be viewing it the same?
We wouldn't, because it wouldn't happen.
You don't know that though.
Kirsten, we know that because you don't reply to the people trying to sell you a CD. We know that.
So what I'm saying is, if somebody that's unattractive came and
how many CDs have you listened to the last 2 years?
Somebody sells CDs anymore. So what I'm saying though is, I want to go back on what Sierra said. So you said if it was an attractive person and you responded, it's inappropriate because you would possibly give this person a chance in the future. If it's an ugly person though, it doesn't matter if you respond because you wouldn't give that person a chance. So I think we're talking something completely different. We're saying you can't open up a DM for somebody that you think you might engage with, is what we're saying.
No, I don't. If anybody has a DM, in my opinion, if anybody sends a DM that's trying to shoot a shot, right? Not like really, like we know, like we're adults, like you're trying to shoot a shot. I think at that point you should not respond, even if you read it, right? Just ignore it. Why are you responding to a shot being like, you don't have to block a shot?
Some people are very firm at setting boundaries, though. I just don't think that equates to, because I tell someone no.
Do you set boundaries with every single person though that DMs you? What if you get like, do you set a boundary?
No,
I'm not using me because I'm saying I don't know.
Talk about you then.
Because no, I'm talking about though the people that do. Can we agree that there are some people who, like, you probably have messages in your phone that are unread, right? Like messages that are built up. There are some people who are really particular about that. They are going to respond to messages. They are not going to leave anything unopened in their inbox, right? So for those people, right? Because like, go back to what Faith just said. She had said something about if I respond back to you the first time and tell you no to set that boundary, right? I'm good with that. But then if you continue to be persistent after that, then that's when I need to ignore you. Do we not agree with that?
So
why can't you set a boundary?
You only set boundaries with people who actually can cross them. When you respond, that's the boundary being set. I'm being real. If somebody was across the street talking mess to me, right? I wouldn't go to them like, hey, listen, can you not talk mess to me? I wouldn't go talk to them. I'm just being like, when you set a boundary, so the person knows where the line that they can cross or cannot cross. If I don't care if this person is even my life to even cross or not cross a line, I wouldn't set a boundary. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't talk to every person I meet and say, listen,
right,
you can't call me the N-word. You don't step on my shoe. Like every person I encounter, you know why? Because I don't care. I don't set boundary with every person that I meet. You know what? Because they're not going to be there long enough for me to set a boundary. I wouldn't care. I'm not going to see them again. I don't ever plan on.
So Sierra, let me ask you a question. I don't know if you're in a relationship or not, but say your significant other, some girl was reaching out and trying to shoot a shot with them, right? And you saw that he had responded and was like, hey, I'm in a relationship. Please respect my relationship. Would you be upset about that?
No. But I also feel like, I understand. I think that's appropriate, but I also feel like when you reply, like you said, it's opening the door. These people know that you're in a relationship. And for those people who said people don't know you're in a relationship, I think that's a whole nother topic. But people know that you're in a relationship. You don't have to remind them. They know. And I feel like when women reply, I'm not going to say when women reply. I can't speak for all women. But I feel like when people reply, it's because they lack in attention. So they're opening in that door because, oh, this is entertaining for me. Or just giving them that attention or feeding their ego that they're maybe missing in their relationship.
Okay, gotcha. And I mean, I can see it from your perspective, but I just think like, and I appreciate you saying at least you're not going to say all women, because I just think that to lump everyone into a box and say that, oh, they're looking for attention or, you know, a door could possibly be open because they responded to something. I just think that that's not fair to do.
If you not looking for attention, why do you respond? If you really don't care.
I do respond to salespeople calling my phone. Please stop calling me. Don't call this phone no more, and a few other choice words that I won't say. So, I mean.
We see you in the back. We see you backstage. We're actually do right now.
Thank you, Sierra.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we're going to bring, thank you, C. Appreciate it.
You're not him calling you C like he knows me.
I'm sorry. It's been a long day. Hopefully you like the nickname. I'm sorry. My bad.
They call her CC.
Yeah, we're about to bring Brianna. If we can bring Brianna. And
that's funny. And then we'll go to
What's up? How you doing, man?
Hey, good. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you. Thank you so much.
Okay. good. This is such a professional setup y'all have going on. I just want to say, like all these features, I'm like, wow,
little
y'all
razzle,
doing it.
a little razzle. Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
Yeah, razzle dazzle. Okay. Okay. So one of the things I think that Lawrence, something that you said, man, what did you say? Something. I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta address that when I come on. Oh, somebody said something about, okay, it's a red flag if you don't have a like pictures of your significant other or something like that. Okay, I feel like that's only a red flag to probably us millennials, I would say, because back in the day they didn't have social media. So I think, some people choose to live their life in a way where social media doesn't govern how they treat their relationships. So it's like,
Yeah,
okay, if you
only people they met was the people at the gas station, the corner store, and the church. So I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
But y'all, I
right?
have current day people. I can tell you about 3 of my family members that are currently on this live. One that typically agrees with you with everything, and she is completely private. And it doesn't matter, long-term relationship,
But
short-term,
I still think
completely
I know,
private.
but I
Some
still
people
think that's
just
a
don't.
red flag.
What's the redness?
Because
in it?
listen, the reason why I think it's a red flag, I'm gonna let you. I'm sorry, we did cut you off. I don't want you to think
Sorry.
we're gonna cut you off. I know you want to talk, so we're gonna. But in my opinion, the reason why I say that is simply because if you're proud of the car you buy when you post a new car and the house you have, right? All the stuff that you're proud of, typically you post. You post what you're proud of, right? We don't post the bad stuff. We don't post when we're crying and when we're broke. We don't post when we're overweight and heartbroken. We don't post that stuff. We post the other stuff because we want the interaction of people, those dopamines that we get from the likes of people liking our pictures, right? So what it does is it shows and displays people. It displays a level of I'm proud of this. I'm happy to have it. I want to show it off, right? Like if your ring, like you don't wear the ring. Well, in my at least how I think about it. When I bought you the ring, I think you wear it, and I think you're proud to show it off. If you never put on the ring, it'd be a little weird. Even if you say, "No, I love the ring," I actually adore the ring. However, it's not that big of a deal to me. I'd rather keep that private. I'd be like, well, why don't you want to show it off? Are you not proud of it?
But there are people that do that. They don't want.
I'm talking
rings and
about
different
you,
things.
though. I know. We can't talk about ambiguity. What is it called? Ambiguity. I don't know. But you got to.
Stop trying to go that deep. Just say what you're saying.
Okay.
What?
So I don't want to talk about, ambiguous stuff. I don't want to talk about
Uh-huh.
ambiguous stuff. I want to talk about facts, right? So if you told me that you don't want to wear the ring, even though you feel like it was nice and all that other stuff, but you don't want to wear it because you want to keep those type of things private, it would be a red flag for me. It's the same thing for social media. If you say, hey, listen, I love you. I enjoy every time we spend together. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. However, I don't want to put that part of my life on social media for other people to see.
I don't agree with that, and I don't think that you fully agree with that because you're not a social media
Thank
person.
you, Delmar.
So
Thank you, Delmar. Dr. Phil. That's what you read it. I saw you squeeze in to read it. You read it? Did you read it?
yeah, no, not Dr. Phil.
I don't think though that Lawrence truly believes that, if I'm being candid right now,
What?
because I don't think that you believe that social media clarifies like the significance of a person in our life.
I don't. What I'm saying,
Well,
if you feel proud to post other things, then you still should feel just as proud. If
right.
Not
But
really, Lawrence.
other things
Go ahead,
are just things. Now, those are items. Like your things do not have feelings. Your car does not have feelings. Your ring, everything like that. I mean, people, they can make a judgment on your car, your ring, is whatever. I mean, those are things. But when you start to post your significant other a lot, or like your kids, like I'm getting to a point in life only because my significant other, he doesn't use social media. If you look on Instagram, well, I am the last picture posted on Instagram, and on Facebook. I don't know if I ever been posted on Facebook, but he's not a social media guy, and that's what he chose to just be that way. And if you go on my page, you don't see a whole lot of pictures of him.
No.
However, it is what it is. To me, it doesn't signify, how much I care about the person. I just think that when you post a lot of picture of your significant other, kids, whatever, like the things that you care about the most, to me, I want to keep them very like more so sacred to me, like protect them, like put them in a,
That's a little
you know,
controlling.
huh?
That's a little controlling. Like
No, it's not controlling because if they don't care for social media, like my daughter will say, like sometimes don't post that, mom, that's too much. I don't want so and so to see. She's got friends that their parents go to school or her parents, you know, I know their parents and they're my friends. She's like, okay, don't post that, mom, because so and so will see. I try to respect her privacy. Same with the significant other. If they don't do social media for themselves, you know, I'm feeling like, well, you know, I'm not gonna make you feel like I'm exploiting you in a kind of way that you don't want to be exploited. You know what I'm saying? So to kind of respect the person and how they feel. But I don't think that it doesn't say social media is brand new. Okay. In the grand scheme of relationships for that's been going on for a million years, social media is brand new.
It seems like it's brand new, but we have to understand as far as human civilization, we have advanced in the last 10, 15 years more than ever in the history. So yes, time-wise, we're talking about años, right? Years, like decades, centuries, all that stuff. Yes, time-wise, but advancements,
I just
right?
want to say our pastor said annuals in his sermon today. That's where
Hey,
you
listen,
took that
listen.
from.
You know, you got a little,
What?
you got to pick where you can pick. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying though is, time-wise, yes, it seems like a very long time. However, we have to understand these last 10, 15, 20 years that we've had social media, things are more advanced. So what we're going to do, hold that thought. We're going to bring again Lamisha with you, okay? So you don't have to go anywhere.
Okay.
I want to see how you guys interact together.
Oh,
Me and Lamisha, we're bringing
Hey.
hey.
We just
Hey y'all.
out y'all, so like let's just
Okay, so listen, I know I'm a little bit overpowered here, so you guys be nice to me. All right, I don't have
Nah, we gonna be on your head, Lawrence.
Okay.
Oh,
All right, Stone, take them all off, Stone. Take them all off right now. So let's start with you, Mimi. How do you feel?
so I'm very private. Like I don't post my relationship.
person I was talking about.
Huh?
A person I was talking about.
Listen, I don't post none of my relationship business on social media because it's nobody business. Like
Right,
whoever know or whoever needs to know. Me and my
right,
kid's father were together for almost 10 years. I ain't have to go delete no pictures when we broke up. It's not nobody business. Like everybody knows.
right.
Right,
You
so
got to
everybody
live
already
your
knows.
relationship in private. Like if
That's
you had
it.
back and forths, nobody knew. You didn't put the pictures on and take
Nothing.
them off and put them
That's
on, you
less
know.
you have to
Nothing.
explain to people.
Nothing.
You don't have
And
Mhm.
people
we
in your DM talking about, well, what happened to so and so?
Okay.
exactly like none of your business.
What you're afraid of is what though?
I'm not afraid of anything. I just don't post. I
Hold
post
on,
stuff to
hold
make
on, wait,
people laugh.
hold on, wait. Well, wait, give me a minute. Lower the tone for me though. That was a little too much, a little rowdiness in the tone.
No.
Lower the tone for me though.
Okay, I'm not afraid of anything.
Your business, and I feel like also for you, without me kind of exposing too much, I think you do a lot of things right in regards to your kids and how much exposure or people saying things
Yes.
about what's going on in your life, because she is very selective. Like we don't even mention
Say it, Cree.
even in front of her kids, right? Because she doesn't even allow that energy to go out there. That information doesn't go out there. So now we know we don't say certain things. I'm not
Yep.
going to. She doesn't.
Right.
So
I
y'all
Yep.
just
And I'm the same way. I agree with that
Yeah.
100% because I'm that way with my daughter. Certain
Yes.
topics, I don't curse in front of her, all
Well,
types of different things. Well, to each his own, but
yeah.
And also, I don't know if my sister is still on the live, but my sister has a whole Instagram, Snapchat, and all that. She has 2 kids. But if you go to her Instagram, like, I don't even think she really have pictures on there of them. I've posted
Maybe
more than
one
she
day.
And
has.
listen, and I understand that for the safety of kids because we have really creepy people. However, so if you got married, you would not put your wedding pictures on any social, but you post a dinner from Outback Steakhouse. Is that important? I'm just
Like
saying,
honestly,
like this is for me. This is the reason why I say it's red flags because you posted things in which you want people to see because you feel like this is a good thing for you or you feel good about it. But something that someone is showing you love, attention, affection, and you're saying, hey, listen, I want to keep this sacred. I feel like the people, in my opinion, I feel like if you are a sacred type of person, those people don't have social media. There are people out there who feel like life is really sacred and they don't have social media at all because they feel like, okay, I don't need to post my life so other people can give me some type of praise for the things that I think I like.
I'm gonna tell you what though, Lawrence. Whether you put certain people, if I put 50 pictures up today, I'm gonna tell you what. Those people in the inbox, they do not care.
They do
Boy,
not
they
care.
don't care. They
Exactly.
don't care.
They
And
do
I'm
not care.
saying, like, you're asking, like, do people look through my pictures? Well, yeah, they do, but for some reason, those are the pictures that they just fail to look at.
If you got 2 pictures, we only going back, right, as a man. You ain't going back. You just trying to see if she's cute enough to shoot a shot. You ain't going back to go see, like, what high school she graduated from. You know what I mean? Like,
no, but
how often she get her toes done. Like, you just trying to say, okay, is she cute? Right? Am I attracted to her? Should I shoot my shot with her? That's all you.
Yeah, but it's like, even though I don't post a lot of pictures on there, there's a
three. That's all they care. All they care about is the last 3 pictures. Whatever.
Right. Well, you need to go back further than that because, like I said, because these 3 ladies that's on here right now, it sounds like they're pretty private. So you're gonna have to go back through some pictures to see something.
You're not finding anything. When I did have so you might as well just not go looking because you're not finding it. But Lamisha either. Lamisha does not want anything.
I'm gonna say this. I was kind of late to social media because I grew up in that era. Like I was almost in high school when MySpace came out. So, I mean, I was one of the last people to get a Facebook, the last person to get like an Instagram, Snapchat, all that, because I'm just like, I didn't really grow up with social media, but I can move through life without it. So I did have a boyfriend. I mean, I would post him on there, like my stories or whatever. But like I said, people who knew me personally knew I had a boyfriend. I don't think you should plaster everybody that you know or your significant other just all over everywhere, because that leaves a door open to people. People are weird. I'm gonna just say that people are weird. And like I said, I have people in my DM, and I've told them like, hey, I'm taking or whatever. And most of the time they respect that. But then it's some weirdos out there. They're just going to be weird. I feel like it's a little different for women than it is for men, because women are really, honestly, not really pressing an issue like that unless she's just a weirdo. But it's a lot more weirdo guys out there than it is women. Let's be honest. And they're going to keep pressing the issue until they get an answer. And I'm going to tell you this. I had told this one dude, I was like, oh, I have a boyfriend. You know, actually 2 dudes came back like 2 years later, text me, do you still have a boyfriend?
Hey, listen, I ain't not trying to be funny. Listen, as a man though, I mean no harm when I say this. As a man, I don't want y'all to get too flustered when that happens, because usually what that means is we're just putting you on the roster. Okay, I'm being real. Okay, I'm being real.
2 years later, still.
Listen,
you sound like a thirst bag.
No, listen. I'm just
because in 2 years you can put nobody else on the roster.
No, 2 different dudes did this to me.
Listen, and they was thirsty. Okay, can I talk, ladies? Talk. God, Lee, this is why I want to bring a man. This is what I'm saying, though, right? So realistically, how men think is that we're putting you on a roster, right? I'm just being real. All the guys that I know, they're not just talking to one girl. Right?
I don't have a problem with that.
See, right? So what it is when somebody drop off, if I want a roster of 8 girls, right? If somebody drop off, I got to put another one back on.
You don't
at this big age, they need to chill. They have other stuff they need to be worrying about than the roster.
So you're saying that the dudes in the inbox that be talking to themselves for several years, they're trying to add somebody else to their roster.
Talking to themselves.
First of all, break it down. Tell us what's wrong with them. First of all, that's what you need to tell us.
Listen, I'm not trying to be funny, but it's a numbers game, right? So like me and my homies used to go to the mall when I was back.
That's mental illness.
One second. I know. 1 second, ladies. 1 second.
We're not gonna 1 second in high school.
Right, in high school.
30 age. Who is doing that psychotic stuff?
Listen.
That's psychotic.
Listen. So what I'm saying though is, when I was in high school, I used to get with my fellas. We'll say, how many numbers can you get today? And we knew that the more women we talked to, the more numbers we got. The more numbers we got, the more cookies we ate, right? So that, just keep it here. We knew that. So it's a numbers game. So even though you might feel like, hey, he's in my inbox, he might go down his inbox from 2 years ago and hit every chick with the same line. Whoever replies, and now they're getting rotated back onto the roster.
So I think
we know that people fall out of relationships all the time, right? So we know that. And sometimes it's just a timing thing. It's not about like, oh, she didn't think I was attractive. She didn't maybe she didn't respond because she was in a relationship, like I think a woman should do. So now I'm just going back around and just doing. It's just a number
So
game.
that goes back to
it's
Alicia saying that men are weird.
Sales, and they be getting real upset about not making sales. I'll tell you that, because that's why I'm saying mental illness, because you can't get upset with me because your roster's not being filled. You've been talking to yourself for 2 years, like something's wrong with you.
Sometimes if you don't respond, people
You're
get
giving out our
hostile.
secrets.
People will be in your DM acting like they know you because you didn't respond. Like you think you better because you didn't respond. So we gonna catch you either way.
I get it.
I feel like
go ahead.
Like you have like different inboxes. You have like your main inbox with people that you friends with, and then you have like the spam, and then you have like the hidden one that you have to approve. And if somebody's making it to my regular inbox, that means that I personally feel like we're acquaintances at least.
3 pages?
How do you do that?
You got 3 pages. You over here catfish.
No, that's like everybody has it. If you go to your chat, everybody has it.
You a player. That's what it is.
No, no, everybody has it. Like everybody has it. So when you can like ignore people, they don't even know that you read the message, and those are usually the people that you don't have any friends
that you don't follow.
Yeah, like you don't follow.
Because
so like if it's going to that inbox, I'm not even about to respond. But if it's my regular inbox and we have mutual friends or we are friends and you hit me up like whatever, I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm good. Like I got somebody, so just chill. And then if you keep on, then I'm gonna block you. But again, that's the regular inbox. That's not like the.
But I think that's what we said.
No, the reason why it's different is because you don't have a picture of nobody on your Instagram. So I think you're right now, you're single, right? Like from a perspective of a man, right now you're single. Never seen you with a guy, never seen you posted. Because how would they know? Like, how do we meet people nowadays, right? Like we don't go to like.
And that's you can do that, but don't be a weirdo in my inbox.
Right, like don't be weird. That's why I mean, I'd be like, I'm with somebody, and that's it. And then if they keep on, block them.
Blue moon, the creativity is good enough for me to say, hey, let me open this up and see what they're talking about. A lot of times it's hey, what you doing? If I'm not a small talk individual, no way.
Hey, Stone, get Bree off this. What do you mean creativity?
No.
What are you talking about?
Get her off. No, don't get her off.
Right.
Creativity. You ain't that
man. I'm just saying sometimes somebody feel odd and outside of the box and you be like, what is this person talking? You just see like a, just a preview of what they're saying. So you click on it, then you're like, oh dang, I done looked at it already. Now I feel like let me respond to this foolishness. So
where's my cousin? That's what I want to know.
No, he probably know that inbox crazy. He knows it's gotta be. But no, people are really strange. But sometimes they just say something real off the wall. And if it's like super disrespectful, then yeah, sometimes I feel like I let a lot roll. So I'm like, okay, let me get you today. Cause I really was arguing with somebody on one of my pictures the other day. Something I never, ever do. But he came for me and he told me my hair was fake and a bunch of other things. I don't know if anyone caught that. But yeah, I had to get this guy together. He was like 53 years old and he was coming for me. So yeah. Oh yeah. So I had to put him in his place real quick.
You feel like it's something where you about to like pop off on somebody, then you're opening it. Not necessarily they're saying like, oh, you look good. It came with a creative way like that.
Not like that necessarily. No. Or if it's something like funny, humor gets people. If it's humorous, I might be like, what is this person talking about?
He was childish though. He was childish for doing that first off. But Brandon has a question for y'all, and I want to try to answer.
Okay.
He said, so what if the guy comes back 2 years later and he still finds interest in you and you're single now? Do you give him a chance?
And that's what I'm saying.
I mean, it depends on if he was somebody who I might find interesting, then who is to say if I was a single person? I can't speak on if I was.
Well, I'm gonna just say about my situation. One of the dudes that came back, no, it would be a hell no. The other dude, maybe.
No, but I mean, I wouldn't be with my significant other now if I didn't run it back one time. I had to go in his inbox. Listen, let me tell y'all. So I was off social media for years. I was taking a social media break and I was like, I'm not going to do it. But, I became single again. So let me tell you this. Me and Frenchie have dated almost just as long as y'all because we dated back when Aubrey was around 1 year old for a little bit. And then we took time apart. And then I realized, we both realized nobody was worth our time. So therefore, we end up coming back. So I had to hop in his DM. He sent me some funny, like, yes, meme or something. And I was like, oh, man. I was like, I miss him. Let me see if he has a girlfriend. So first I had to go through.
Hey, my cousin
I
got
went
the
through
juice,
his,
Uh-uh.
yes, I went through his entire social media to see. I'm like, let me see if I see any girls on here or any comments before I embarrass myself. So yeah, had to come back like that. So yes, that is somebody if 2 years down the line. Yeah. So I had to do that with him.
And I think that's appropriate if you're 2 years removed from your relationship and somebody that tried to shoot a shot with you while you were in that relationship, if 2 years have passed and you give that person a shot, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
No,
If you
I
single,
didn't have
like
no issue with
that's
them coming back, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes you just need to let people know, like, hey, I'm in a relationship, and that be it. Now if they keep being a
That's
weirdo, then
it.
you're getting blocked. Because
right.
I
If
just
you
feel
That's
like
know
if
it.
the
you, because I've
person,
had
That's
people
it.
who I did not answer, and they will come back. What you
yeah.
doing? How
So
you
I
doing?
have a question.
Like, and then you get blocked.
So I have a question. If they clearly see that you have significant other, every other day you're on like the live or whatever, then some days you like story, and then you got some posts or whatever. Are you still going to say, hey, listen, I'm not interested? Like, do you
It
feel
depends. It depends on the relationship with that person. If it's
like,
somebody that I've been knowing,
but that's what I mean though. Why does that matter? Why does that
If
yeah,
matter?
like
you
if we
if
cool,
you
if
know
we're
the
cool,
person,
But you
yeah.
don't
If
know if
I
they
know you
watch
to
if
your
be cool and
stories
I'm
and
just
stuff
looking, I'm
either.
like, I
yeah,
don't get that like that. Then, and if you can't respect me, I'm gonna block you. I think that's
yeah.
But
important.
he couldn't. I know, but he couldn't respect you in the first place, right?
You're
Because
getting cussed
Well,
out and
and he don't
blocked.
know. He don't know what type of person I am until I tell him. He
right
could
now,
assume
Yeah.
what type I am.
I know
Cause
that.
stop playing with me.
But he's playing at your character, right? He's playing at your character, trying to see if you one of them women who will slide. A sneaky link. I'm being real. So,
That's true.
I mean,
And
that
then
is
you shut
true.
it down.
Well, even more why now I'm going to put you in your place. So let's
Exactly.
have
They
Right.
cussing you out.
Yeah.
no.
Because
Listen, if you
yes,
respond,
right.
it
Cause
shows
if
you
you let them
that
slide,
she
they're gonna
loves you.
continue to do it.
No.
Because if you know the person, if
Blackball.
it's a dude that
That's what I just
like
said. You getting cussed out first and then blocked.
What do
yes,
you like us out?
yes,
What do
Cause
y'all?
you playing in my face. You know I have
All
a
right.
significant
yes.
other.
Listen, wait a minute.
I got high blood
I
pressure.
just had this conversation with a group of my friends, right? And so the conversation was if you're out in public and a man whistles at you or calls your name or says something, right? I think we had this conversation, tries to like hit on you. If you respond and tell them, like, hey, no, back off, are you wrong? And there was a male that actually felt like you're wrong if you respond back and tell that man not to like try to holler at you.
I'm gonna
I
say
don't feel
this.
like you're wrong. I feel like you're risking it because these men will get real disrespectful. So I don't
They
think
will.
you're wrong, but they be reacting wrong
For
when
sure.
they get
And I double
They
down.
do. They get real bold.
yes.
You're getting into a fight out there. Like they're fighting.
Right. Like you gotta pick and choose. You gotta pick
First
and
of all,
choose that
me and
battle.
Concrete had already been through this when we was at the club and that dude walked up on her. We was about to fight some people. But I'm just saying,
Actually,
people are just disrespectful. Like if somebody whistle at me, it's different if they come up to me and approach me in a respectful way. Like, excuse me, if you whistling at me and stuff
Right.
like that, oh baby, no, you're not gonna get no response out of
well,
me.
then I'm
At
asking you,
all.
Right.
Because
if I'm
who
out
are
in
you
public
talking
and a
to?
guy comes up to me and he says, "Hey, yo, baby, what's your name? Let me get your number."
You go like this, and just like walk away. Come on, practice.
What?
Like, hey, no, thank you. It's
Come on,
crazy. Like,
Oh my
let's
God.
practice in front of everybody. Come on, let's practice in front of everybody. Come on. Put the hand up and walk away.
okay, look, y'all, we appreciate y'all. Y'all can definitely stay on. We're gonna transition to the last question because
Before we head out, yeah.
Sierra broke the night with this little dress. Last question.
All right, so this is the last question, and maybe we're gonna let you guys answer.
Okay, let me see. I see the question already.
Oh Lord.
Okay, if they ask me that, I would say, are you gonna pay for it? That's number one.
Exactly.
First and
Are you gonna
foremost.
pay for it? You want the Nicki Minaj booty? Are you gonna pay for that, sir?
Okay,
If
and
you're
then
gonna pay
cosmetic
for
can
it,
be like other things besides your body. Is it like teeth, your nose? Like what is it
Yeah, like what?
specifically?
So it just says, how do you feel if somebody asked you to get cosmetic surgery? And so when they were talking, they were saying whether that's like a BBL, lip injections, face, whatever other kind of any type of body altering surgery, how would you respond? And I feel like for me,
I would
I'm
find
gonna
it
bow
rude,
out.
First of
honestly,
all, you
to
met me
ask
like this,
me.
baby.
But
You
Yeah,
gonna have to
I'm just
accept
gonna
it.
have to bow out
I would
peacefully and
find it
gracefully.
rude.
I think it's rude.
I
It's
would find
rude.
it
That's it.
rude actually if you asked me that. Like, I mean, sarcastically, I would say, "Are you gonna pay for it?" You know, but
Right,
no, I would find it rude
Are
because
you
you
going to
met
pay
me the
for
way
it?
I am.
right,
And
Yeah,
it would be different if I was saying stuff like about myself
right.
that I didn't like about my
right.
body. But if
Yeah,
you just throwing it out there, your unsolicited opinion, baby, you met me
Come
like
on,
this.
Deja.
right.
Exactly. Now, what about, right? Because this has been a conversation
That's
before. What about if like your significant other like tells you like, so maybe like, because like for me, I'm gonna just be transparent, right? When we first got together, a lot younger, life happens, right? Metabolism change, all of these changes happen to your body, right? So you are probably not the exact same as when you first started talking if you're in a long-term relationship. What about if your significant other like tries to tell you like, oh, you need to hit the gym or you need to go on a diet or something? Like, are we
okay. But you
know,
gotta say
that's
it in the
okay.
right way. You gotta say it right. Don't just be like, get your butt in
It's
the
in
gym.
how yeah, it's all in how you say it, because some
Yeah, the
people,
delivery is important.
because if you are getting a little big, I mean, to the point where it's
Right.
like unhealthy. I mean, because we all just gain weight. People get on medicine and medication and all that stuff and get big. Like I got
I
big,
don't like stuff like
but
that.
They
I
should just
mean,
say, "Let's go to the gym as a couple." Like, don't
Yeah.
say you look like you've put on a lot of pounds. Don't say that.
well, yeah. I mean, yeah,
I
don't
don't
say it like
know.
that. But I mean, in the back of your head, you probably feel it too
Ooh,
as a
Lord.
woman. Like, let's be real. But it's all in how you say it. But
Mm-hmm.
it's some dudes out there. I was talking to this one dude. He was like, "Yeah, if somebody got to a certain size, I would just leave because I don't want nobody that big or whatever."
Wait a
Stop
Just
minute.
feeding
leave.
her like
Wait a
that.
minute. Wait a
Then I
minute.
don't know.
I feel
Wait
like
a
I
minute.
don't know. My attitude is not set up right for that. I feel like you better let me come to that moment on my own and realize
Yeah, I agree. I would
on
be.
my own. You don't
Yeah,
have
Right.
to tell me that. I'm sorry. I
Oh,
just feel like I don't know. Now you can role model, and I will say that. Like, you know, this is just us being we airing it out. But I feel like, you know, a few years ago when I was like starting to kind of like gain some of that weight, I feel like what Lawrence kind of did was he started hitting the gym.
yeah.
So everybody
Yeah.
kind of
yeah. Start
went
with
to the gym
yourself
and it was
first.
like, oh, you want to go with me?
You know why
So I
though?
feel like that was
Because
appreciated.
I couldn't
but-
afford Dr. Meyer. I'm just joking. No.
Oh,
I'm just joking. No, I just joking, y'all. I would never do it like that. No, but for real though, I think that's the best way to do it. I don't know. I think that I think being
That was
realistic.
funny.
Thank you. The delivery, the timing, the originality, it was
It
all
was
there.
there.
Thank you. Anywho, so listen. So yeah, I think that personally, I kind of feel biased on this, right? Because I'm a person who really don't believe in surgeries, right? Unless it's like for health, medical reasons, right? So if it's for medical reasons, something that's needed, then I agree with that.
Your mama, her comment.
She said they need a little plastic surgery.
Okay.
listen, she be
Alicia,
gathering them.
it ain't that fun.
It is.
Mama,
I love your
mama
mama.
get kicked out for loud.
Okay.
I'm just joking. No,
She the voice of the people.
but I don't believe in surgeries, right? So I feel like that anytime a woman or man gets surgery is because of insecurity. Like I think a lot of the things we do, guys, is because of insecurities, right? So I think we have to really like realize and dig deep down inside of why do we want to change? Like why don't we feel like we're beautiful, right? Weight is a different thing because of health, but if it's not unhealthy, because there's some people who are just larger people, if it's not unhealthy, if you don't have any problems with like high cholesterol or high sugar or breathing problems or anything like that, then I think it's okay to be a little bit plump, right? And I apologize because even when I was younger, I was immature. I was very young and I was immature. So I used to have those comments like what Amisha said when I was 18, 19. Right? But then I grew up and realized, okay, it doesn't really matter about love, right? So for me, like if I do feel like I don't like something about myself, My job.
Cucumber
One second.
implants.
Okay.
Oh God.
I mean, they
Oh,
do
take
have
it.
this stuff now, so
Comment off here.
no, keep her on here.
No.
Ooh.
That's the thing.
But realistically, men can do it, right? It's a real surgery where men can
Yeah.
do certain things to make themselves larger, right? So
Is that a surgery for real?
it is a surgery.
Yeah.
Right, like, is it even
Look,
functional?
hold
Like,
on
what
now.
is that?
Now you about to make me go
Mhm.
pull out my book. Let me find out.
I got a question for you guys,
Wait
though.
a minute, Daisy. What you talking about now? Hold on.
I might have to go ask some of these
I don't know what
nursing
you're talking
teachers
about.
I got, cause that's giving what?
Yeah,
It's a surgery.
it is a surgery. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't work as
Your
good
question,
after you
we're
get it.
not-
Right,
out,
like,
so
how's the functionality?
it's not that great after.
Oh
Uh-uh.
Lord.
Oh, baby, then there's no.
It ain't no point in doing it.
I was just about
Oh
to say
Lord.
it's no.
Whoa, here.
Do y'all
Let
like this
little
double
chicken
standard,
nuggets
though?
on.
I mean, it's a lot of double standards. It is a lot of double standards. I mean, it's
I
true.
mean, does it still have nerves in it?
Hey, as long as
Right.
I'm like,
At this point, it's not functioning.
I
as
mean,
long as hey, we gonna try
if
to
you ain't got it, you just ain't
we gonna
got
try
it.
to keep
Leave
it
it alone.
Don't look, Shrimpy. Nah.
Somebody gonna like you. Find the person that like your little stuff and keep it pushing.
That's it.
That's it. That's all.
So I got a question for you guys. How would you feel if your significant other wanted a surgery, but you didn't want them to get a surgery?
I think
Like
that's
how?
I think we've had this conversation before.
Mhm.
I personally I don't believe in surgeries. I feel like if I feel like, and that's what I was getting to before my mom cucumber.
How would you say?
So I think that if okay, Stone, take it off, man. but if I felt
agree
like
with
I didn't
Paige.
like something about myself, if I would try to figure out why don't I like that about myself, and how do I feel like, how can I learn to love that about myself, right? It wouldn't be like, because I don't like it, go change it. You know what I mean? That's for me. That's where I'm at with that.
So what about your significant other? How would you feel? Like what would you say?
Believe in it, right? So if she feels like she wanted a surgery, say she wanted, so we talk. No, let's not talk about nothing personal.
Would you allow it?
Well, Crystal
What you talking
is she has.
Oh, okay. You went all the way up there. You're like, oh. You talking about-
Hold on. Wait 1 second, y'all.
So you're talking about like the breast reduction?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So obviously, like a lot of my weight, right, is just carried up top. And I feel like for me, I personally am like one of those women, I really like the women in the itty bitty titty committee, if I can say that on here. I already said it.
Me.
I be like all here for y'all, right? Like
That would be I.
like it's a lot for me. And so we've had conversations, and I actually had this conversation with my dad years ago too, you know, about me trying to get a breast reduction. And they just completely, like, you would think I said, let me go sign up for
fake.
But hold on, Crystal, though. That's considered now, and I don't know if people know that though.
It's a
For
health.
some women, that's medical.
Yeah.
Right.
That is.
So at that
There's a back
standpoint,
pain.
if you're
Yeah.
asking, if you're asking for something like that, because that can cause you a lot of damage to your nerves in your back.
Yeah.
So
And once you have a
at that
baby, like
point,
they're
that's
just
a
gonna be
medical.
bigger.
Exactly.
Right.
And
I know,
that's
I
the
be
thing
thinking
too.
about
You can get it
Yeah.
done, and your boobs come back way bigger than what you
Yeah.
expected.
They're gonna be
So
watermelons at a point.
Oh
You know,
my
not to
God.
push
They
you
are.
into it, but
yeah,
I
and they
mean they
can be,
swell
and it's
so
gonna
big,
hurt.
and they
I
Yes.
don't know nobody who don't like watermelon.
well,
Okay, Lauren.
I
Since
guess
you're talking this stuff, I
I'm just
would.
saying. I'm
they
just
do, but
No.
it's
Lawrence.
painful. That's the thing, the pain that
Yeah,
is
it
I
is.
want
associated.
you. We finna
Mm.
do a test. I want you to walk around with at least 10 pounds on your chest, dragging you down with gravity.
Hey, I
Right.
don't know if you know, but it's already there, baby.
It's uncomfortable. I promise you,
It is.
uncomfortable.
It's already there. But listen, no, I got you.
Look at
Sometimes you need to experience the pain to understand other people's pain.
Don't do that.
Okay,
True.
Lord.
titties are heavy.
No, but for real, I understand. So now, before I was highly against it. Now we have talked about it lately, and I'm just like, okay, for sure. But I don't want to do it because she doesn't like the way they look.
No, I don't like them
Got
because my friends can attest to this. I've just never liked bigger boobs. I think
Ever.
it's
Since
uncomfortable.
high school.
Like, summertime is the worst thing ever in history for me. Like, right, like just all of it. Take them off. Like, not because of necessity, but like, no, I just don't like them. And it's heavy. It's uncomfortable. And I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. Like, trying to find things that fit and like
Yeah.
like it becomes a whole process with it. And so, like I told him and my dad, I feel like for me, right, I think again, women have to do what they feel like is best
Yes.
for them. And I don't think that that's a man's choice or, you know, I mean, I think including my husband on that conversation. But he can tell you, I was kind of like, you know, oh, I'm gonna do my best in the gym, but regardless, like they coming off.
So so before we, because I want to hit Faith's question. Faith, shout out. I see you trying to put me on blast.
Faith, I love that comment.
Yes, Faith. Thank you.
Listen, I ain't scared. Hey, listen, I ain't scared of nobody. You know what I mean?
Because Faith asked, did he have braces? What's the difference between doing a cosmetic surgery, because that is technically a cosmetic procedure, right?
Correct.
You don't
It
need
is.
because you want them to align your teeth. What's the difference?
So this to be 100% frank, right? I was 12 years old, and it was not my choice. Okay?
You didn't ask your mom, like, hey, mom, can I get
did not
braces?
ask, no one asked my mom. She did it because she wanted to do it because she felt like it would be a better lifestyle for us once we got older. I'm saying, though, ideally, the reason why we feel like we want braces is because we have insecurities about our teeth.
Did you have insecurities about your teeth?
I did not until I started getting braces. Right? I'm just being honest.
What?
Wait, what? Huh?
So I didn't realize my teeth were messed up until I started wearing braces, and then I realized that I'm doing this to get better teeth. So it wasn't a thing as a kid. I wasn't growing up saying, "Oh, I wish I had straight teeth." I didn't think about it. It wasn't a.
Oh, that's Jordan. That's my baby. She didn't realize her teeth were messed up.
Because you don't, like you don't understand.
So, but if your mom wouldn't have gotten you braces, right? Because I'm gonna go back to what Faith said.
You would have been okay with it
as an adult, or would you be getting Invisalign?
Being honest, right? So, like, okay, so let me be honest. Would I get Invisalign? Maybe.
You ain't get nobody with no buck teeth. Like no.
Oh my God. We gotta get some man stone. Find some dudes anywhere. Go to the prison.
Tell you right now, ain't nobody gonna want you with some messed up teeth. That's the first thing they see. It's like,
and I didn't have buck teeth. I had a gap, right? So my thing was a gap. So I didn't have buck teeth. I had a gap. So I never realized that my gap closed. So would I get it? Probably so. But would I realize that there is a problem with how I identify and how I look at myself? I think now, as an adult, as a mature man, I think now I don't know. I look at life different. I don't think everybody has the same maturity level as I do. I'm being honest. But for me, I look at my imperfections. I'm saying, okay, but I love that about you because that's what makes you different. I love the fact that you're black, right? I'm darker than most of my family. Before I grew up, it was a complex. I had to learn how to love that. I could go get bleach and cream. I could go do things to make myself lighter in tone. I could hang around people who were darker than me to make me look lighter, right? I can do all that stuff. However, I'm saying realistically, I had to look inside and say, okay, you are handsome, you are sexy, you are what you. Okay.
How long did it take you to get to that point, though?
Before we ask how long did it take to get to that point, I think you suffered maybe with that complex when we were younger. Can we all agree within the more recent years of our adulthood, that's not a complex now? People don't look at, like, yeah, there are differences between skin tones, but can we say, like, chocolate men have been a movement?
They for sure have.
For sure.
Okay.
It will be a complex for you because no one's making that a big deal. I think people like what they like now. No one says, "Oh, we can't talk to the dark skinned men." Like those are the ones mostly getting praised.
No, I'm not trying to be funny. I never had a problem with females growing up, right? So it wasn't that. It was the ridicule from society. It wasn't because girls didn't talk to me. I had girlfriends, right? We all had girlfriends when we were growing up. So it wasn't, I didn't get any love. I was always the class clown, so I still got love there. Mm-hmm. But the jokes that we used to have was like, oh, you black African booty scratcher, or that's
yeah, people did used to say that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
they did.
No, that's what I got called, right? Or you, whatever it was, right? I'm being real. So for me, I had to learn how to love it and not try to change it. Because
that's the same thing, though. I don't mean to cut you off, but that's the same thing for big women now. At some point, it was all about the skinny women, and you had to be skinny, you had to be this. But nowadays, big girls get the same amount of love, if not more. Now I feel like
it's a different climate of life.
I know, but it's not about that. I'm sorry, maybe I'm missing my point. It's not about what's in for society. I'm talking about what insecurities that you have that you're pushing down, like getting some type of surgery to make you feel better about yourself when you look in the mirror.
See, and that's where Lawrence and I kind of disagree because I just feel like sometimes it's not like, oh, I just hate this about myself, so I need to get it fixed. Sometimes it could just be, you know, I really like the way that looks. Let me change that.
So
like,
if I
want to do that.
I know, but if I really like the way that looks and I don't really like the way it looks on me, then what am I saying? I think we have to be real and honest, right? I think we gotta have an honest conversation. If we're saying,
I mean, it might be a slight insecurity, but in some people, I guess it just
a slight
insecurity versus like somebody that has, what do they call it, body dysmorphia or something.
Dysmorphia.
How do you say it?
Dysmorphia. Body dysmorphia.
Yeah, dysmorphia.
I get that. So a slight insecurity can cause you to get surgery to change your body. That's a slight insecurity. A slight insecurity is, I think, my breath might stink. Talk about
but what about like mommy makeovers though? Like, because I just feel like, you know, for people who have multiple kids and they end up with heavy amounts of extra skin, is that okay?
It's like
no, it's okay, right? You say it's right, but men don't have to deal with that.
Right. I feel like people should be able to do what makes them happy.
And I understand that. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be like, you know. I don't want to feel like that I'm coming off like harsh or anything. But it's life. You knew that you were having kids. You knew your body were going to change, right? Like, it's life.
But I will say this also, it's some things that once you do have a child that your skin stretches back and there's not
some people end up with a lot
that you can do to make your skin go back. You literally will have to have surgery to get that fixed.
So we're talking about the people who doing a mommy makeover, right? If realistically, I'm talking about the people who getting getting the oil change and the tire rotated, right? I'm being real. Like, the reason why we do that is because we feel insecure about our body. Like,
you just want to look good once you already look
correct.
I mean, can I answer Faith's question? Because I think that's a really good one.
Do you feel that Crystal?
Yeah, that's a good question.
She straightens her hair.
That's a good question.
That's really relevant.
It really is.
Get on here, girl.
Faith,
Let's get on him.
No, the reason why it's not the same thing because it's not a permanent situation. Cosmetic surgery is totally different. You wouldn't be like, oh, well, did she hate the red color blue, so that's why she wear red? You can change it. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about surgery. You're talking about a life or death situation where you're under the needle at somebody else's cause. It's changing your body forever. Like, we're not.
Yeah, but to get rid of like extra skin, that's what the mommy makeover is for. Like,
not necessarily. Mommy makeover is not just get rid of extra skin. It's for a breast lift. It's for
they're gonna tuck you all up. You're right.
So it's not just extra skin. It's not.
But sometimes it is though.
Sometimes for some women,
I mean, you never know.
Like that before. Why can't they go back to looking how they look before?
So how do you make yourself?
So why did you have a baby? If you care more about your body.
So you're saying that? Wait a minute, hold on, because she wanted to have a child, so she had a child. That doesn't mean that she.
I'm sorry. If you want to have a baby and you know, like, if I wanted to do crack and I'm mad at all my
here we go.
Not crack. Oh my goodness. Lord, for real.
Slavery, gunshot.
The reason why is
come on, Faith, where you at? Come on here now.
You've been watching so much Judge Mathis.
Lord. He always take it back
to
crack.
I'm actually.
We're gonna call you Judge Mathis for real.
Right, so whatever it is, right? So I wouldn't, if I wanted to go rob banks, I would.
Look at how Crystal look.
Why did you procreate with me if you didn't want to have a baby mama baby body? Like, what? Hey,
what?
Okay, thank you. What is she talking about? You horrible.
But what I'm saying though is like,
say it again. Baby mama baby body.
We know what she meant.
You know what she meant.
We know what she meant.
Mama baby body.
But what I'm saying though is that's unrealistic, right? You're saying why did you have a baby? Why did you have a baby?
No, what I'm saying though is it's repercussions to the decision that we make, and we can't try to act like that they're not. There are. Every decision we make has a consequence to it.
True,
Right.
but I feel like
Okay.
it's a little gray area in there sometimes.
I know,
Like one
but
of my
I-
friends,
And yes, the
one of my
gray
friends, she
area
got a
is
BBL.
how do y'all feel about clones? Right? If I wanted to clone you,
no. Lawrence.
I'm being real.
You can't draw the
Wait a
connection
minute,
here
'cause
with
my
that.
fiance just said
What's the
something, Lawrence.
correlation?
Now,
Hey,
wait
listen,
a minute.
I'm being real. So if I was 75 years old and I was a trillionaire and I can clone my DNA to put a new heart in my body so that I can live longer, would it not be? Is that weird? You're messing with God's creation. Do you feel like so? If
No.
are you
You
guys?
can alter God's creation by working out. I mean, coloring your hair, putting tattoos on your skin. So it's like,
we're going too deep. So I
Yeah,
think
you
let's
went a
go
little.
back to the
Oh my
question.
God.
With
yeah, that was,
child, and they
weird.
decide
You trying to create a whole
surgery
new
to
person.
help their
yeah.
body get back to its natural state or pretty close to their natural state. I don't think that they're doing something because of an insecurity.
So what
they're
if
saying,
so
I
what
want
if it's
to
not
go
their
back
natural
to
state?
my.
What if they're trying to add it? So what if they were trying to go Kim Kardashian?
I mean, it could be an insecurity, but is it okay to fill in that by going ahead and
Bingo. Crystal
Every
said it
time he
again.
goes and gets a haircut, anytime he goes to the gym to buff up, he's addressing an insecurity.
So
Yeah.
So we all are doing that on a
Correct.
daily basis.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
So then we're
However,
all
I will
insecure
never
together.
do.
Hey, insecure besties, because that's what we all are. That's what we are.
She said God's creation.
Them surgeons are guys.
That's right, babe.
For real.
Okay. They got
What is that?
We're pinning that. I think, everybody
Pinning
again. Faye, she said,
Maybe on your head.
I mean,
Still,
God made people who made crack too, though. God made people who made. I mean, it's real though. Like,
Here we go with this.
Somebody
Crazy.
call his mom. I think we need an intervention at this point. We're very close.
Auntie Sylvia, where are you?
no, I'm just being honest.
Not you wanted to leave a tip to the surgeon. I know. Holy.
Crazy.
Post his number. Tag him.
Okay.
But yeah,
So-
I think it just depends. And I think ladies you need to do what you want to do. with your
I
body.
know, but we keep saying you always can do what you want to do. That's not
Mhm.
what we're here for. We said if we agree with it, you can always do what you want to do. If you want to kill yourself, you could. Hey, don't do it.
Oh, don't say it on Facebook. They'll cut you off.
Oh yeah, don't.
Oh, okay.
Unalive yourself.
Mental health professionals.
No,
That's
but
why
but
I
it's
don't
not about.
understand.
I know, but y'all keep saying if you want to do it, you can. Anybody can do anything that they want to do. Like we're adults. We have free will. You can do what you want to do. We don't have to keep proving that fact that I'm doing this because I want to do it. We know that, but why do you want to do it is the question. That's what I'm trying to get people.
Maybe you just want to look a little better, like you look good.
Correct.
You want to look better.
Correct. But why? Because you have insecurities, right? And I'm not saying that I don't have insecurities. I do have insecurities. But my job, when I do have insecurities, is not to change them. It's to love them.
But when you go to the gym, right, to get bigger, you're changing.
First of all, the gym getting bigger is just a byproduct of the discipline that I have. That's not the reason I go to the gym. The reason I go to the gym is for discipline. It's to make sure that my health is intact. And then the byproduct is me getting bigger in the process. I don't go to the gym.
So same thing with people who go get a surgery.
Okay.
They go get the surgery.
Because of what? Because they're insecure. So what's the byproduct of that?
To have a nice body that they want, that
Correct.
like she said.
I'm
gonna be honest. Sometimes the gym can't get you the results that you always want to get. Like my friend, she had a nice body, but just because of genetics, her butt would just never be a certain size, or her boobs would never be a certain size, or whatever.
So why don't you just love yourself?
She do love herself, and she
So
loves
why
her BBL that she look good in.
to get a certain body?
Okay.
They love themselves because they're going to alter their body completely.
You're correct. I won't win this conversation. It's all about.
Okay, but as a spouse though, are you going to support it? That's really what it was. We were asking, if your
wouldn't
another
support it.
wants to do that, are you going to support it or
For her health situation with the breast reduction, I will support that because she does complain about
so
it.
it has to be a health issue
Correct.
in order
If it is a cosmetic surgery, I don't want to support. I will not support.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, ladies. I do kind of agree with that. Because surgery is definitely something that can go left. You know what I'm saying? So I do agree with him on that standpoint. Now, everything else you were saying, Lawrence, you can go on and kick that to the curb. But that last little tidbit when I asked you that question, because I do agree. If my fiance was to come and say, you know, that she wants to have this surgery, okay, let's talk about it more in depth. Is this something that, you know what I'm saying, this might change you forever? Like if you come back out of it and it's not looking good, is this something that I'm gonna have to say, okay, I got to take care of you now? You know what I'm saying? Could
Right.
this be life changing for not just you, but for the both of us?
Correct. And that's all it's about.
That person has to recover from that whatever it is.
I agree with that.
They have to recover from it. So that is something, you know what I'm saying, that as a significant other, and we never want to see our significant other, you know what I'm saying, down and out. So that's something, depending on the surgery, that's a conversation you have to have. And if it's not something that, you know what I'm saying, that's too life changing or too life altering, then all right, you know what I'm saying, you want to get it. I support it.
For sure. Well, listen, guys.
But I think anything that we do can be life altering, because you can go to the gym and drop a weight on yourself when you're bench pressing.
Okay. That's all. We always talk about that 1% that we
anything that I feel like anything that you have to go under for, it needs to be a conversation. Period.
Yeah. Definitely.
I'm just being.
So what about when we got to go under for like oral procedures or something?
Yeah, because you could not wake up.
That's a medical situation. I can't eat food. I'm gonna die. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about? We're trying to make it make sense. No, it doesn't make sense. The reason why you do it is because you're insecure. The reason why you do it is because you're insecure. The only reason why you do it is because you're insecure. Not saying that you shouldn't be insecure or that it's bad that you do it. I'm saying that how about we try to go to the root of the problem of why am I insecure about this?
So can we agree, let's end on this note, can we all agree then that every single human, for the most part, is insecure?
100%.
Okay.
Without a question.
So we shouldn't be So then this would be my argument for women that choose or men that choose to get cosmetic procedures. It doesn't matter how you attain it. I choose to go to the gym every day. You choose to go have somebody.
I know. I don't have to agree with it because I don't have to agree with that. I'm just saying I think that it is true that everybody have insecurity. I think we all do, right?
We all do.
That's how the devil works. He tries to show us what we don't have to try to get what we do have.
I agree with that. Having kids is a danger.
Correct. But I'm saying though, in 30 years,
you could literally die.
30 years, once the bodies that we're doing right now are no longer in style, because that's all it is. It's just in style. That's the reason why we're doing it, right? I'm being realistic here. The reason why we're doing this stuff is because they're in style. And once they're not in style, then are you going to change your body back? That's what I got, because we're doing it because of societal norms.
But when you think about like years and years ago when women started wearing the waist trainers and stuff, I think it's always kind of, I don't think it goes out of style.
You just wanted your
that's always been in style.
You just wanted your waist to be, I know, do you know like the measurements that they were talking about? They're for, not trying to be funny, for Caucasian women, European Caucasian women who have small waists. They just wanted their waist to be smaller than their hips. They didn't want their hips to be big and their butt to be big. They just wanted the hourglass figure. Now, when you turn sideways, you don't look like an hourglass. You look like an upside down P. I'm just being honest. But anyway, thank you. Thank you guys so much for hopping on the TLC
we
Live.
Appreciate y'all.
It's really been awesome. You guys have been awesome. We'll see you guys next week. Same time.
Same platform. If you guys can please remember to go like, share. Please follow the page because like I said, we want to kind of transition to where we're just functioning off of that page. So please like and share. And we are going to try to send out like the links at least a day prior. If you guys could share this with your family and friends, like people that you think might be interested. That way we can get more dialogue coming in because I feel like it's, obviously we do a great job, but the more people we have, the more engaging we can try to be, get more perspectives. But we appreciate all the new people, Sierra, everybody else. I feel like, Tony, we saw you on there today. All of the newer people, Brandon, thank y'all for joining in. Hopefully y'all can tap in with us again next Sunday, same time. And like I said, we're working on trying to get the time cut down, but these conversations, like I think we just all get into them. So it just is what it is.
So thank you guys again. Real people, real questions with real answers.
Absolutely.
Peace, love.
See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night, y'all.
See ya.
Bye.